Okay, we are live here, people.
All right, we're trying out something new today. We'll do the live together. It's the most wonderful time. Oh, we gotta get fired up on here. Damn, man, what the fuck are you talking about? Do. Yeah, hold on a second. Check, check, check. Oh, there we go. All right. Make sure the audio is good to go before we get it popping. Let me see here. Okay, there you go. Yeah. All right, man. We just trying to get things popping. Yeah. Oh yeah, let's see here. Let's get it going. Tap in. Let's get it going. What the fuck? Hold on a second, man. I'm gonna log into something else. Oh, okay, there we go. I had to switch to another account real quick. You know what I'm saying? On my goddamn Facebook. So hopefully we get some people to so I kind of wanted to discuss a couple things. I wanted to discuss I want to talk about the UPPCC event that I didn't go to, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Hey man, right on for subscribing, man. Man, I appreciate that. You know, every little bit helps. You know, you get that real deal, you get that raw content. So no, go lay your ass down, man. Like, right on, man. Way to step it up, man. You know, leader of men. So I definitely sent the link where you can join in on the live. Just trying this out as far as the going live together on this stream. Um, yeah, man, I appreciate it. So yeah, hold on a second. So I invited a couple people to hop on, but we'll see what happens. But who cares whether they do or they don't? Um, do, 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 do. Yeah. Mm, mm, yeah, right. It's got to fire up. It's got to fire up. Hey man, I need you to hop on after your dinner. So you can see I use one of the board members of the UPPC. See what the fuck is this? Yeah, we need you to hop on. I gotta get my watch hours up anyways. Oh, second. Yeah, I gotta get these watch hours up, man. Mhm. Yeah, I need to give this thing a test. Hey, damn, I need somebody to give me a test run on the. Hit the link. The link is in the group. Uh, let's give it a little test. Yes, some folks are so camera shy, you know. Yeah, I know, man. I need you to. Hey, man, I need to steal some more of your content, boy. You know, get my views up. You see how you was like, man, your views are looking kind of. My views ain't really that bad. They could be a lot better. Yeah, but I ain't really been going hard on it like that. But a little monetization wouldn't be bad though. All I need is 300 and some more folks to go and get on that goddamn subscribe. Or I could just pay some money and then get some subscribers, but I don't want to cheat. I want to get them organically. You know what I mean? Get them out the mud. Oh, let's see here. All right, so I guess I can talk about my trip. Well, I already talked about the trip. I talked about the aspects of the trip of going over there and getting situated and this, that, and the other. Um, Vanetta, what up? um, so I kind of covered the Presa Canario, my adventure over there in Tenerife and Gran Canaria, as far as getting set up. Now, my homeboy wanted me to talk about. He was like, "Man, but you didn't talk about the difference in what do you do for a living?" I have a security company. Um, the homeboy was like, "Well, you didn't really talk about the difference in the dogs." Okay, so the difference in the dogs are this. This is my opinion. Okay, because in the United States, I think that we focus a lot more on um exactly short stuff. I think because of the United States, and I think so. There's not okay. Okay, let's go this way with it. Okay, so once again, I talked about the environment in the Canary Islands. It's one. There's two islands, and it's basically predominantly just rock, cactus, and a few trees. Okay, nah, there's some trees up in the mountains and shit, but it's very rocky. It's most of the human population that I seen, and the island are super big, so it's not like there's parts you didn't see. No, majority of the motherfuckers live in apartments, okay, or row type of apartment type housing. For obvious reason, it's an island. Obvious reason, if you want to have some fucking land, it means you got to have some serious cash, or not serious cash, but you probably have to have some decent bread if you want to have a house and yard, or not a yard, 'cause there ain't no yard. If you want to have a house with some dirt and some rocks, you gotta be making some kind of be making some bread. So the average person lives in an apartment from what I seen, and I drove about almost all the way around the island. One island, Grand Canary, almost went all the way around. Tenerife, I just went through the main part. There's a backside that I didn't go to, but anyway, Tenerife people have a little more yards because it's a little bigger, but Grand Canary is tight. Not really a yard per se like we have in the United States, but some gravel and dirt. So with that being said, their dogs are, the dogs that I've seen, the few that I've seen, the number that I've seen, are definitely a bigger mastiffy type of dog. Um, which I was actually telling my boy Richard, I was like, yo, I think our type of Presa in the United States, because it's but for the most part, is a smaller, more athletic, more agile type of Presa. Um, is more conducive to the island life, and their dogs are, will be better suited for somebody who has a fucking yard like the United States. Okay. Uh, I drove all around Grand Canary because I didn't know where the fuck I was going. I did not see one Presa. I seen some bullies. I seen some, little shit. Because, like I said, motherfuckers is apartments. Like, you're not having 100. Most people, most sane individuals aren't going to have 150 pounds, a 150-pound dog in a goddamn apartment. That's not really that, I'm not sure how big these apartments are. But anyways, a big ass dog in a little apartment is not really ideal. I did see the only press that I seen on both islands, and I was driving around because I really didn't have nowhere to go, so I was just driving around scouting shit out. I seen one little puppy in Tenerife that these young people had, and I tried to ask where they got the dog from. But they had no clue, or really they said something. The English situation is kind of terrible. If I spoke Spanish, it'd probably been a lot easier. But I seen one little puppy, and I got a video of it. But that's about it. I didn't see any. Maybe they're all hiding out. I just don't think people really have them like that. I think they're more of a big deal. I think that we definitely have more than, because we're a larger country, but we have a lot of presses here in the United States. Um, if you go there thinking like, oh, you're just gonna run into Timmy walking a presser down the street, probably not. You're not gonna look at Jane walking the presser, kind of like similar to the United States. You see one, you're like, oh shit, that's a presser. Okay, cool. Um, so there's not a bunch of them that I seen, and I drove around. I was out there, driving around miscellaneously, just looking for shit, trying to find shit, just kind of exploring. Um, so they definitely are the ones, the breeders that have them are definitely have the bigger size ones, because they're not really getting busy with the presser like that. In my opinion, this is just my opinion. I think we try to do more like a working aspect of it, of the presser, and also I think it's the dogs that we chose to, the individuals who kind of uh, led the presser charge in the United States, kind of geared a lot of people to a certain type and a certain body style, as far as the smaller versions, the more athletic versions, and we got those dogs from individuals that really aren't in the show world. Shona, what are you doing? This boy, hey man, come here. But anyways, the individuals that we got a lot, the individuals that got dogs from in the United States aren't doing the show shit. Back up, Shona, back up. Aren't doing the show shit, so they're not really having those show type of bigger, massive. So why do you take people? Sounds like there's. I'm. Oh, I mean, anyway. So, uh, once again, this is my opinion, bro. I was out there for 5 days. I went out there for 5 months. I mean, I didn't go on like a scavenger hunt trying. I just saying I didn't see any. I didn't see anybody. I seen other dogs, but I didn't see no press. Uh, uh, like I said, their presses, because they stick to the more, because you have to show they, even the show and the working, right? So it's not like they came up. I think we got hoodwinked by certain individuals, because you got to remember, a lot of motherfuckers went with the whole Reaganados bullshit, which, dude was just slanging shit, trying to make some bread off these dumbass Americans. So he's slanging any and everything. A lot of people, dug into the Kurto situation because he's super popular. He's popular over there. Like, if you mention his name, they know where he's at. He said, "Hey man, you heard of Kurto? Kurto?" They're like, "Yeah, he's over there." They know where he's at. You know what I'm saying? Uh, in that Presa community, as far as what I've discovered when I talk to them individuals through what through Google Translate. I mean, he's there. Oh, Kyle was let's see. Hey, the man, the myth, the legend, Kyle Frederick. We had
So
to. I didn't know you was gonna tap in, man. That's good.
no, I was just finishing dinner, and I got your text. So what's going on, man?
Yeah. Hey, man, not too much, man. I'm glad you was able to join the live. Actually, I don't. I know you want to talk about the Elijah situation, but I really think people, you being one of the guys that's a big deal behind the scenes. You're not really out front kind of guy, but you're a guy that's been around a while. You've done some things, and you've played a major role in this whole American Pressa situation, man. Can you kind of talk about how you got started?
Uh, I mean, I got started in presses probably in the mid '90s. I used to breed pit bulls. Had a bunch of blue catch dogs, not game dogs or nothing, and had a home invasion. And I looked into getting a guard dog, and I went out and got my first Pressa Canario, local dog out of Chicago. It's from Showstoppers.
How'd you find? I mean, but how? Because back then it wasn't like you just hopped on Google and said,
Oh shit!
"Let me."
Back then there was ads in the Chicago Southtown Economist. That's how long ago that was.
Okay, so break it down, bro. You got to remember, this is 2025. We got individuals. I mean,
Yeah, they
eventually
used
somebody's
to
gonna.
people who advertised dogs for sale and stuff. They used to put them ads in the papers, the
Hmm.
Southtown or the Sun Times or the two big papers in Chicago, and they would have ads in there. And you would call them and go check them out. And I
And
started
so you
last.
seen an ad for a Pressa Canario. You was like, man, what the fuck is that?
Well, I just seen it on. I seen them online and stuff, and then I think from being from a pit bull guy, it was a natural
Mm,
progression. The look,
mm.
to a Presa Canario, and I always seen them like, oh my god, it's a cool ass looking dog. Then I started learning what they were, and then of course all that stuff in California and all that bad publicity the breed had back then. And then I just looked into getting one, and once I actually spent some time around the breed, I fell in love with it, and I haven't never looked back since.
So that was somewhere in the '90s, then, huh?
Yes, sir. A long time ago.
What was your first? Do you remember the breeder you bought it from?
It was a local guy, but he got the dog from Showstoppers.
Oh, okay, that's
Richard Kelly.
Richard Kelly, right?
Yeah. It was a dog off a dog named Poison, Showstoppers Poison.
Which Showstoppers is which Richard Kelly is the founder of the UPPCC,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yep, that was my first Presa Canaro dog. I named her Ivy because her mom's name was Poison. So it was a cool dog, black brindle female.
Uh huh.
Really good dog. Just really turned me on to the breed. Great dog, super intelligent, super easy to train, very loyal, very obedient. Good dog.
What was your most so you got that so you got what was your most what dog did you have that was the most popular? I would say, I guess.
Popular?
Yeah. What was your main stud?
I don't know. Probably my dog Jax.
Yeah, Jax.
He was son of Guajiro.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Bred to female named Envy that I had purchased from Bravo Kennels back in the day, like 2008.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then did you ever see that Wahiro dog? Not a super popular dog. Did you
yeah,
ever get it?
seen him multiple times.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I was the first one in the U.S. to buy a puppy off of that dog, off of Paul
Okay.
Serbo back in the day while he was still in Romania, and I don't know, he caught on like wildfire over here. Nice dog, good looking dog. I don't think he was very crazy or anything, but nice dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people when they talk about that dog, they always a lot of individuals kind of just talk about what they've heard, I guess. But a person like yourself, which has experience with the
Well, I
dog,
mean, I've seen the dog live multiple times. Very nice specimen of the breed for what I like. It's no secret that I like bigger dogs. He
mm,
wasn't a huge dog, but he was built very well. Um, I remember when we did the live breeding with my female envy, I told Paul, I go, "Hey, get that dog away from my dog. It's making my dog look like shit." But no, he had
also,
to.
it was a good. So actually, it was basically I think about this too. I don't mean to jump off, but it's kind of like European Dobermans and American Dobermans, right? So
Yeah,
like the European Presa is a bigger, more masterpiece style of Presa, and this is just what I've kind of discovered in this whole adventure that I've been going on. And I'm like, now I'm thinking that there's an American Presa, which is the smaller, more athletic type, I guess, and then you got the massively more and like Gran Canaria, Tenerife, the 140s, the 150, the bigger bone, as they say.
I think that
Uh,
I think that comes from more of a mastiff influence.
right, right.
The press is a type of dog back in the day. It wasn't a breed before it became a breed. So I think it depended
Mm,
on what island or geographically where it was, the influence on it. And I've had multiple fawn dogs for so many years, and it seems like the fawns definitely run bigger. And I've had buddies say over the years, that's because it's got more of the mastiff in it than the brindles and stuff. But I don't know. I love a
No,
fawn
that
dog.
would make sense though. That would make sense though. I
I
mean,
love
I
I
could
love a
definitely see
fawn
that.
dog. I love a fawn dog, but
I,
I'm out.
I,
I've been in the market recently, and I'm buying nothing but brindle now because I put myself into the corner just having all fawns. My
I know,
friends
but
always say,
I thought you had the dog Truther. What was it?
"Yeah, truth is a fawn."
Yeah, don't you have Truth, or don't you have some connection with Truth?
Yeah, I mean, I bred truth, I produced truth, I've sold
Yeah,
truth to
yeah.
Ultimate
Well, there you
Pressa.
go, brother.
Yeah, I bred truth. I mean, I sold truth to Ultimate Pressa. Buddy Corey, he's a really nice up and coming breeder. He's trying to do right. Enjoyed the
Mhm.
friendship we built with that, and he's a. I like the dog a lot. He's not everybody's cup of tea. He's a very big boy, but I wasn't expecting that to come out when I did that breeding. I bred Bryce, which is a very typical size male. 130-pound dog to
Yeah.
my female Remy, who's 6 generations of my breedings. But there's a lot of big dogs in that. But I did not expect the truth to come out of it. That's for sure. But
Damn.
yeah, but it's I've been out buying as many brindle females as I can get these days.
Yeah. Yeah. I see
Well,
that.
I sold off a lot of dogs. I wasn't doing well for a while, and I've had a pretty good turn in my health. I've been doing much better. Dropped 70 pounds, and my heart's doing much better. And so I'm just like regretting all the dogs that I sold because it's hard not to
Oh,
be it's hard not to be a dog man when you've been a dog man so many years. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. So using the real pit bulls, huh? Or like the real deals, not the Staffordshire.
No, I mean I had some game dogs. I had a lot of catch dogs, which are more
Hmm.
like just big catch dogs. But
Right,
I
right, right,
wouldn't I wouldn't even say real deal. It was before bullies were a thing. You know what I
right.
mean?
That's all.
Yeah, I mean I've been to Dave
We gotta
Wilson's.
clarify for the
I've been
people, bro.
I've been to Dave
They say
Wilson's house
everything's
back
a
in.
fucking pit bull.
I went to Dave Wilson's house back in the day before there was even bullies. I was buying dogs
Oh,
off of his bloodline, and those were some nice dogs. I miss those dogs, but everything runs its course, and I just kind of graduated to a Presa, and like I said, it's been 20 something years where I haven't owned a different breed.
yeah. See that, man. Yeah, I like them Fonz. I think Fonz, bro. If you want to win a dog show, for some odd reason, Fonz clean house. I don't know. I think it's just they're not like a good looking Fonz because you can see the structure, you can see the. It just, I don't know, man.
Yeah, then
It's like
everything shows on them. They don't hide anything. There's no
right,
separation with the brindling and stuff. So everything
visually,
definitely
right,
shows on a fawn. They got to be real clean.
yeah. And so, yeah, that's dope. Yeah, man. That white hero, man. They really, I think I just kind of go hard on the dog because I think people was kind of over. I talked to Nate Rogers about him, and he was like, "Nah,
Yeah.
the dog was pretty. The dog was pretty all right." You know what I mean? I just thought it was kind of overhyped. sometimes I think dogs get a little overhyped by individuals who have
Sure,
their reason to overhyping. But
sure.
he kind of said no, the dog was all right. You know what I mean? So I was like,
I mean, Guerrero was a type of dog that I mean he was a really good looking dog, but he also had a strong character. Was he the absolute craziest? No, but he seemed to throw really strong character. From what I've
mm,
seen, different generations, different buddies having litters back in the day. I owned, I had, I've had three Guerrero offspring over the years, and they all had hard characters, you know. But I don't know. Everybody seemed to really like the dog a lot. You know, I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
He got bred a lot, but he also died young. You know,
Why did he die young?
I want to say there was an accident. Paul had him at his work, like a truck yard where he parks his semis and stuff, and I think there was an accident or something, if I remember
I'm
right.
sure.
Yeah, yeah, it was something tragic. But
Well,
I know
he definitely bred the fuck out that motherfucker.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He
That
definitely, definitely,
motherfucker is
he definitely did. I agree with you on that. You know, and me and
yeah, the genetics is definitely out there. You ain't gotta worry about that one.
yeah, what I like about Guerrero more than Guerrero himself is I like Guerrero's father. That's the Roch dog. That is one of probably my favorite dog in the breed, and that's what drew me to Guerrero more than Guerrero himself. I
Go
like
lay down.
I like that dog. I really do. Most of the dogs in my yard go back to that blood or something similar, something like a line breed, stuff like that. So,
And that's you talking about Sriracha?
yep. I don't want to butcher
Yeah,
his kennel name, but you know the one I'm talking about, Spanish Champion Sriracha.
yeah, yeah.
Garahuga or something, whatever it is.
Right,
I'm
right.
butchering that, but I'm not very good with the kennel names. But yeah,
Yeah, me neither. But yeah, and that's what I try to tell people. See, that's the thing about it. Sometimes these individuals think they got something special, and I'm like, bro, like there's a billion people with the same fucking dog in their pedigree. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, true,
but anyway, but yeah,
true.
yeah, he's a big fan. There you go. For people that don't know, this is what you're talking about, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is the
That's
dog. So you got
Spanish Champion Sriracha. Yeah.
yeah, so you can go online and look at the precedent. And see, yeah, this is a where is this dude at? Tenerife. There you go.
Yeah.
See this
Point,
is
point made.
this this is what I'm talking about. See these fucking rocks? There's fucking rocks everywhere. That's Tenerife. These little bushes, there's some little trees. This motherfucker has some money. See, there's grass. That means they got money. Or wherever they were at, they took that picture. They had some money. But majority of the shit is dirt and rock. That's brick, but still dirt. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
if you want to know did you ever go to the islands?
No, sir. Never been.
Okay, but anyways, all right, that's enough. But so yeah, if you go, you see it's a dirt fest from hell. I mean, it's a rock fest from hell, but you can see it's a good, nice chest, nice head. That's
I
probably
just
why it
like
was a
like
fucking.
I like the expression on that dog, and I like a nice chest on a dog. You know,
Yeah.
it's not everybody's cup of tea, but it's the type of dog I like. It's something that I would say back in the day really caught my eye. You know.
No, yeah, it's the well that's what I'm saying. It's definitely their type of dog, It's definitely the Tenerife type of dog, man, and that's yeah. So that's right up that alley. And that's what I was saying. I think Americans I think we got kind of duped, my personal opinion, when we started, people like Reaganados and those dudes, just basically selling us any old fucking thing. And even like the CEP dude, Chris Doko, he started catering to the United States, and because we as far as because we got the money and so we could chase fads and shit like that. But I don't want to get
Sure.
off on all that. But
Sure. Yeah. That's a
those dudes
whole
are
that's a
kind
whole different conversation.
of right.
The stupid Americans.
No, those dudes are like these dumb Americans will spend any fucking thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
sell them this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But anyway, all right. So then you had the truth, and then the whole thing with the. And I said the truth was a. I didn't understand real quick before we get into the other stuff. I don't understand how the truth can win maybe I shouldn't get into that because that's probably getting too political. But hey, how do you win one year and then don't even get picked for nothing the next year?
I mean, I got picked for stuff the next year. I mean,
Oh, did you? Okay.
In the Friday
Oh,
show where the judge was Pedro from Samcor Kennels,
yeah.
he put Truth second, and he put Relic third.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah,
Or maybe it
it's
was a
just
main. It was,
on Saturday the guy from Canmook, I can't think of his name, but that judge, he just thought they were too big. So he made it
uh,
very clear that he said they were too big. He was measuring with his hip and kept going like, oh, it's too tall when he's standing next to the dog and stuff. And
mm.
it wasn't his cup of tea, and I'm cool with that, bro. And I'm cool with that. I mean, is the dog over standard? 100%. You know, but I don't know. People seem to like him.
You
I'm
saying height wise? You saying height wise is over standard?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Truth and Relic. Probably Relic's probably within an inch or two, which is within the normal boundaries they give you. But Truth's a very large dog. I mean, if you ever see
Like,
him in person,
like what's the height at the Withers? You think?
I never measured him, Jamer. I don't.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I
No,
know.
I was just wondering.
Honestly, I've never measured that dog at the Weathers or anything. Because he's always just been bigger. I mean, hell, it was what was it? Not last year, the year before. He was in the puppy class, and he was already 130 pounds at like 6 months old. I mean, the dog was huge. He looked like
See,
an adult dog in the puppy class. It's just something
oh,
very
okay,
crazy.
gotcha. Because see, this is what you guys. This is the judge you guys used. I think the other day. I mean, not the other day, but I think the one with the tattoos. He has like the cool little expression on his facial. He had the tattoos and shit. I forget his name, but he's from Tenerife. He's from Gran Canaria, I think. But
I can't tell who
see, I
that
mean, you got
is.
size. You got these dudes. Come on, man. These dogs ain't no little dogs. I mean,
No, 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 no. I mean, the guy from Samcor was
yeah.
Pedro.
This guy right here. Look, can you
Oh,
see him?
that's Lorente or Loranto or something. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And so,
he was there. He was a judge at the show. I want to say 2 years ago.
yeah, yeah, something like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
And so, yeah, like I think that's. Uh, so
yeah.
he was using.
I've met him before. I know who you're talking about. I'm butchering his name. Sorry, Loranto.
No, that's all good. But no, he was using. I'm gonna see if I can find it. He was using the little measuring thing, the little Withers. He was busting that shit out and the fucking tape measure for the head. He was pretty. He was look at this one. Look, he was checking there, check that. But I think this is like. But yeah, he was bringing out the little tape measure. I mean, not tape. This thing right here, the little Withers measure, whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah.
Oh, but anyways, yeah, he was. Yeah, there it goes right there. See, he was measuring shit. And he was pretty thorough. I kind of liked him actually because there was one chick. She had a dog with a snub nose, and he let her down gently, but he was basically like, yeah, that's not gonna fly. You know what I'm saying? He told her kind of to scram. No, it politely. I'm just
It
kind of
seems no,
hyping it
I
up.
get what you're saying, but it seems like every judge has different things that they really focus on in the breed.
Yeah.
Like we've had historically judges come over that were they're all about the head. Some were all about the teeth. Like if the dog was missing a tooth, his P1 or P2, it was a huge deduction. Some people, and
Oh.
I don't know how many times I've been standing there and seen a dog that was moving around the ring, and I was like, "Ooh, God, oh Jesus!" And the dog, they didn't seem to mind it, and I was always like, "Wow!" But
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to say. Does politics play into it? Does all that play into it? It's hard to say.
No, for sure, and I think that's one of the reasons. That's one of the reasons when I was talking to David and others about doing the dog shows or just in general. I was like, I think there needs to become there should come up with there should be a different type of system. I want to say a point type of system, kind of like the SAB with the Borbles, but even that can be fudged and this that. But I'm just saying, like, you need to have. It's just like you said, it's more or less somebody's personal opinion
Yeah,
on what they
yeah,
like that day. You know what I'm saying? Where it's
yeah.
not really like, well,
It's not as
your dog scored
broadly.
your dog scored a 95, my dog scored a 93. I
Yeah,
know why my dog lost, right? Or
right,
both our
right.
dogs scored a 95. Now we're gonna go to Now we're gonna have a. So now we're gonna break into maybe it's the stride or whatever it may be, where you can, you know, I know why I lost instead of you just saying, well, I don't know, man. I think the guy just wasn't his cup of tea. You can say, well, my dog scored a 95, his dog scored a 97. I think like that it kind of takes some, but I know that's a whole nother cup of tea. But
Yeah, I mean, I would actually like to see something like that implemented because I mean, like say like at the PCCA show, we have the critique sheets. Now they grade the
right.
dog on the head, the top line, the rear, the chest, the feet, the bite, the expression, the tail length,
Mhm.
anything, and they mark faults on there. So a lot, and they give you an overall score. It could be an excellent, it could be a good or a very good, or a puppy would very promising. It's the highest a puppy can get, and something like that. I've seen him go to the sheets a lot if it's something close, But
Oh, okay, gotcha, gotcha.
yeah, so I mean, but
Okay.
it's not on the point system, which I would like to see something like that personally, because I think it would make it more uniform. And like you said, you'd know exactly why your dog lost or
Yeah,
why it won,
exactly.
or why it won, So
And I think that would kind of help with all the because people always point fingers, me included. But like, hey, that's kind of biased. But
yeah, yeah. But I kind of try to stay in my lane about it. I mean, I don't know. I used to be pretty involved in the club stuff, and I retired from all that with health issues. So now I just kind of keep to myself, bro.
yeah, I got you. Hold on a second, man. Hold on a second.
Go ahead. Why you over there trying to copy my beard, man?
Uh, I had to take my damn glasses off, so now my fucking volume's fucked up. Let me see here. Go ahead, say something.
No, can you hear me now? Can you
Yeah,
hear
but
me
it's
now?
just like it's not on speaker. But it's all good.
You're coming
Hold
through
on a second.
crystal
Put my
clear on
headphones
me.
on. Hold on a second. Anyway.
Go ahead.
Yeah, hold on a second. I got to put these earbuds in.
Can you hear me any better?
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Fuck is these earbuds? All right, you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear. Loud and clear.
All right, cool, cool, cool. All right, so what the hell was we talking about? Oh, we talking about show shit. I'm still here. I just have to turn that off for a second.
It's all good.
Yeah, man. So what's going on with the whole Elijah thing, man? It's just kind of deep, huh?
I don't know if it's really deep. It's more to me it's extremely shallow and transparent. It's just the rantings of a delusional man. But
So you guys, you guys really kind of. working with each other for a little while, huh?
Well, I met Elijah last year at the Mono, not this one that just passed, but 2024. And I
Oh,
wasn't there. I wasn't there for all the drama with Jen or nothing. I didn't. I didn't. I was not. I wasn't privy to all that stuff. But I showed up and he kind of came over and introduced himself to me, and I was like, "Man, I thought you'd have been 6'9" with a 350 pounds by the way you talk. Shit, he's gonna kill everybody in submission wrestle and this and that and whatever other kind of bullshit he likes to go on." But no, he was like hanging out by me and stuff, and I was trying to talk dogs with him because the guy is very obvious after meeting him that he doesn't know very much about dogs. His brother used to breed dogs, and I met his brother years ago at some shows in Georgia, and didn't really know him very well, but I know he's a buddy of Randy's and stuff. But no, I mean, he was all just, it's like one minute he loves you, he loves truth. Next minute, truth's horrible. The next minute, I love what you're doing, Kyle. The next minute, you suck. He's so hot and cold and bipolar and all over the place. And again, this is just my take on my first encounter with him. And then I don't know, after the show, he hung out with me most of the show, and everybody's like, get that guy away from. Why are you hanging out with him? And I don't give two shits about other board members or what people thought because I fight with them all the time anyways. But I don't know. It was interesting to say the least. But his brother ended up contacting me saying, "Hey, my brother really wants to buy a dog from you, but he's afraid you won't sell it to him because of how he is. So I want to ask you personally, will you sell my brother a dog?" I had a fawn base for sale, and I'm like, "I'll sell your brother a dog." I'm like, "Just tell dude to call me. I don't want to play this he shed, she shed, in between shit." So he called me, and we started talking about it. He really liked the dog. Showed him videos, showed him prelims on the dog, stuff like that. Ended up selling him two dogs. Sold him a dog named Chicken Nugget and a dog named Ravioli. My wife names the dogs, FYI. But
After a bunch of years, you gotta start running out of fucking names. I get
well,
it.
I let her name whatever she wants as long as she don't complain about me keeping them. So it's a deal we have. So, but so I sold him Chicken Nugget and Ravioli, and everything's been great ever since. I mean, he's had the dog quite a while now, and they were like a year and a half old when I sold it to him. So, or a year and a little over a year the Ravioli was, and then he asked me. I went out and delivered the dogs because I delivered them in person. Wanted to see how he kept his dogs, what kind of dog guy he was, and shit. Went out there, met his family. Beautiful, beautiful family. He got a bunch of little kids. Cool as hell. Total different persona than he gives online and stuff like that. And I don't know. He kind of like started talking about Igor or Robust, and
What's your thoughts on Igor? Not just honest opinion. I'm not trying to.
I mean, I
Get
like
into
the
all.
dog. I was really happy I got to see him at the 2024 Mono because
Yeah.
it helps me understand. The more dogs you can see in your dog's pedigree, the better understanding you can have of what's in it. And what's in the blood and
Right.
stuff, the influence and stuff. It was different. I mean, the dog's he's a nice bigger dog like I like. He's definitely not as big as like he likes to tries to tell people he is. But he's got an untypical head. And I was trying to explain that to Elijah, and he just was he thinks you're insulting him, and we're just talking dogs. You know what I mean? Every dog has a fault, every dog, and it's just I don't know. I mean, I was happy to see him. I was glad I got to see the dog and break him down personally instead of just a picture online or something.
Yeah.
But I told him, I go, "Hey, if you breed that dog to this Maya dog," he had a female that I liked at his house named Maya. I said, "If you breed them two, I might be interested in a puppy out of that."
Right.
He hit me up a month later. He's like, "Man, I got my keeper female. Would you be interested?" And I'm like, "Sure." It was from Maya and Igor, and I'm like, "Sure." We worked out a deal where he was going to get some pups back and stuff like that. And I paid for transport, brought the dog home. He told me he had prelims on the dog. Didn't tell me it went to the vet because it was limping, but he told me he had prelims, and his words were, the vets was showing everybody the X-rays because they were so good. This is how a dog's hips should look. Oh. And he was going to send me that. And I actually left to go drive to Minnesota to go see the dog with my own eyes, and ended up had some things happen, and I didn't make it there, and had to come back home. So I sent transport. And I paid for it because I told him I don't want to co-own this dog because my wife works at a specialty hospital in vet med, and things can get pricey there, and I don't want to hear, well, it would be $200 at my farm vet, so I'm not paying that, and so I just said I don't want to co-own the dog. He sent me the dog's paperwork and everything, signed off on him. She's mine. Okay, great. I get the dog. Everything seemed okay. The transport brought it at like 11, almost midnight. He dropped it off. Okay. I think it was Sunday night. My wife was in Chicago at the Bears game. She went home to see friends and family. So Monday, the wife comes home. I'm outside with the dog. Sent Elijah and his brother a little video of her meeting Relic. I think it's on my Facebook still. And everything seemed okay. And I'm like, I noticed something in the dog's movement. And I noticed she was holding one leg up a little bit sometimes. Not all the time. She wasn't straight three-legged. I've had a lot of dogs have that injury in the past, and she wasn't like a cruciate or something, but something was going on with it. So when the wife got home, she's seen it too. And we're like, I mentioned it to him a couple times. I said, you know what? I'm going to have Betsy take this dog to work and get it examined, figure out what's going on,
Right.
And so we did that, and she had it seen by an ortho specialist because, again, she works at Nashville Veterinary Specialists. They're not a GP vet; they only have specialists there. So the ortho surgeon seen it, board certified, FYI, and he, sedated the dog. She was very reactive to restraint. They had to sedate the shit out of her, but they sedated her, and he gave her a really good exam and stuff. Did some rads on her. And then my wife asked me to send the rads that Elijah sent so he could do a comparative. And he was pointing out in the rads that Elijah sent the issues that he's seen. And, like the left hip, there was a shallow socket. There was deformity in the femoral head. So it's kind of causing deterioration of the joint. Which is giving the dog dysplasia. So he pointed it out and Elijah's just, oh no, I've posted these all over OFA groups and everybody says they're great or they're bad positioning, and which they are bad positioning. But he was just pointing out his points.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, I gave him the vet summary of what the vet said. The vet said the dog's got partially torn ACL. Keep in mind, it's been in my house 3 days. Oh, I got there Sunday. It's Thursday, so 4 days. Partially torn ACL, which I had her on Rimadyl for because she had a lot of swelling in that leg, and dysplasia and a possible elbow issue. But my wife's work is a specialty. They don't do OFAs. So I sent Elijah the whole breakdown, and he put it in his chat GTP AI thing. And AI told him, not his vet, but AI told him that no, that's not what the doctor's saying. He's saying it could have, or he suspects, or he thinks, or this or that. And so he deflected and deferred it to any which way direction, but that the dog was messed up. So after arguing with him and after how he responded to it, I just simply wanted him to say, hey, bro, I'm sorry, man. I don't know shit, man. I trusted what the vet said. My bad. Let me send you your transport money back, and we'll make arrangements to bring this dog back home. It must have got hurt there. I got people calling me saying, he's randomly calling people talking shit about me and thinking I'm like out bashing him or something. I don't fucking talk to people. I give two shits. You know what I mean? I keep my circle small. I keep my circle small. But I mean, and honestly, this isn't even like this is my first live, Jamar, and it's pretty much my way of saying fuck you, Elijah, because he's not I know how I know how he feels about you, so it's just it's a perfect platform for me. Just being honest, but
no, I get it.
so I told him, all right, dude, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this dog and go get OFAs done. I'm not going to go anywhere close to my house, because he kept saying it's my wife's work. They'll just lie, because that's what doctors do. They put their license and medical.
But why would you want to lie? Hold on a second.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, so why would you want to lie?
What would I have to gain after paying paying to bring the dog here and not breeding her to my males? What would I have to gain? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And the dog had
Yeah, that
been in
makes
my
sense.
house 4 days, and I vocally multiple times expressed it how much I liked the dog and still do. She's still here. Every day I shake my head because it just sucks. It sucks because I really like the dog. But so I took the dog and got OFAs completely OFA hips, elbows, but I got 3 views of x-rays. I got hips, elbows, and knees, and had her intubated where she's completely out, under because
Right, right.
she's very reactive to to any type of restraint. So we knocked her out completely, tube down her throat, all that good stuff. Didn't go the cheap route or anything, and got their opinion, which they found that she has a completely torn ACL now that she was totally compliant under anesthesia, and she has dysplasia in her left rear hip. And they don't like what they see in the elbows, but they were going to wait to see what the OFA says. But so they OFA's already taken the money out of my account for it, so I know I'll be getting those results any day. But yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where no matter what I say to this guy, he just I mean, he sent people messages calling me fat, talking about my wife, taking it super personal. And it really had some effect on me, if I'm being honest. It really did. I don't get upset very often because I'm like, then I was mad at myself that I let him get me upset. I'm like, what the fuck do I care? What do I care? This dude's a fucking crackhead. He's the Jerry Springer of the Presa world. He's let me see what kind of trouble I can make with these old people. I mean, this guy called my wife's work, Jamar, my wife's work, on a recorded line. My wife is the manager of the internal medicine department at Nashville Veterinary
Right.
Specialists. They called there threatening lawsuit after lawsuit. You know how he rolls. Lawsuit, I'm suing for this, I'm suing for that. And then he said, to the office manager that his goal on the recorded line, his goal was to cause me enough stress that I have a heart attack. That's his goal.
That's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
man,
So
I've fucked with some people, man, but I never wished harm on anybody.
it's one thing two dudes get mad
Yeah,
at
I
each
don't wish
other and
harm on
shit, be
nobody.
like, hey,
Yeah.
fuck you, whatever. If you guys want to throw it out, you throw it out, whatever. I'm just saying, when you start talking about people's wives and shit, I mean, you don't hear me saying nothing bad. I said he had a lovely family. I met all his kids. He got 2 sets of twins, like under the age of 4 or 5. They were super cute. But his poor wife's got her hands full, 6 kids. You know what I mean? So it's,
Right.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to go on that level like he did, but it's all good. I love my wife, and my wife is very good at her job. She's that's how I met her, having puppies 15 years ago, having a C-section at 2 o'clock in the morning. She was the vet tech at the
Oh,
office.
yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
But I mean, the guy's just all
But
I really.
I understand, but I understand because he's kind of, he's kind of delusional of a dude. He's kind of a weird of a guy, my personal opinion. But if you guys are if it's just a business situation, right? And if there's something up with the puppy, then as simple as, hey man, all right, no problem. I mean, from
that,
where
that's
you're at
that's
to
all
where
I
he's at,
wanted.
it's not that far. I mean,
No, no, I mean
it's
that's
like,
that's all I wanted, Jamar. I wanted, hey man, my bad. I just wanted him to acknowledge, but he just automatically, it must have happened here. Didn't you know I gave the dog dysplasia in the 4 days it was here? I mean that's what I do. I'm pretty
I
good
mean,
at.
he could have simply just said, hey man, well, hey, I'll run you another pup. You want to just pet that? You want to just keep it
I
as a
would have,
pet? You know?
I would have literally brought him the dog back. But the way as soon as he heard the word dysplasia from my wife's work, he was just, it's just everything went downhill. Everything. I'm lying. I'm trying to make him look bad. I'm trying to do this. I'm like, what would I possibly? And I've had this conversation with him. What would I possibly have to gain from that? I
And why,
brought this dog
and
to
why
breed
would
to
you
my
do it? You
male
got
to breed. I brought that dog here to breed to my male to create something because I'm low on dogs. I only got like 4 or 5 dogs right now, and I'm just
right.
like, I'm trying to build my stock back up, and it just, it sucks because I really like the dog. I do, and I haven't posted nothing online because, I didn't even want to tell my buddies about it because they're all like, I fucking told you so. It ain't like you didn't know what kind of guy he was. You got what you deserved. And yeah, I got it. Believe me, I got it. Believe me, I got a real good case of that. So, with that being said, I'm still doing right by the dog. I'm probably going to end up adopting her out. The place where I got the OFAs, the office manager really took a shine to her and asked me about it. So I said I need to figure out what I'm doing with her first, and
Right.
then we can have that conversation. But I think
I
that'd be
guess I guess legally you got to figure out what because then he's trying to say he's going to
well,
sue you for giving the dog to
I
somebody.
mean,
And
he could sue me. We don't have a contract, Jamar. We don't have a contract. There's no contract. There's no text. He can send something that he put together in Chat GTP,
GPT, right.
whatever that AI thing is, and that
No,
where
I'm with it.
he
I'm with
tries to
it.
sound like a $50 lawyer or something, and it's like a lawyer that
He's the
got
king of
barred,
Chat
got lost his
GPT.
license, and he's an interesting fellow, you know what I mean? I mean, some of the stuff that people have sent me that he's saying about me has been like, "Hoo-hoo." I'm not one to air dirty laundry, but I feel like I need to um, set the record straight because I value my integrity as a breeder, as a man.
And like you said, he definitely has gone around and told everybody this, that, and the other, and
Oh
since
yeah,
whoever's willing to listen.
I get people sending me screenshots, people sending me voicemails, and they're all like, they don't know. They're like, "What's going on, Kyle?" And this and that, and this, and I'm just always like, "Man, just don't even worry about it," because then I get the "I told you so's," and "you should have known better," and "you got what you deserved," and Alls I know is he's got two dogs, and with the two dogs that he has for me, Ravioli and Chicken Nugget, I tried really hard to buy the dogs back from him because I said to
Yeah,
him, I said, "Dude, if there's going to be an issue, look how you're handling this." I says, "Do you think I'm gonna, but you're gonna want me to be the stand-up guy, right? Of course." "Oh, well, you're lying. My dog doesn't. There's nothing wrong with it. We got videos, and my brother took her to a park 6 months ago, so he's seen with her own eyes that she's fine." And I'm just like, this guy, man. I can go outside and make a
I
video. I can go outside and make a video tomorrow in the daylight of the dog. And she's not three-legged. She's fine. She runs. She's still like, pew, 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 parkour, parkour. She's one of those dogs. She's super cool. Very, very playful dog. She will engage with you. You pick up a stick, she'll jump for it and stuff. The dog's not crippled, but it doesn't negate the fact that the dog has dysplasia. You know what I mean? And so I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna find her a pet home. I'll probably end up getting her spayed. I'm not really too worried about the legality of it because I asked him, "Do you want this dog back?" And I simply asked him to reach. I told him, "If you just send me back the money I invested in her so far, I'll deliver her to your house free of charge." He ain't even trying to
did
hear.
I
He ain't even
nah.
trying to hear that. Then it was, I mean, he said yes on the phone. Then it was, "Oh, well, I'm going to get the dog back. And then I got to figure out how to fix the ACL that you had, that you ruined on her. And then I got to get new x-rays because the ones you had, I'm sure they were bad. So, I mean, so the ones that this place took that sends into the OFA, they're bad now. Wow.
Right.
So it's all good, and the part of, and I knew he wasn't going to do right by the dog or do right by the situation, and I still invested
Nah,
another $642 on the OFAs just the other day. I think it was Thursday of last week. She went, and it's all good, man. It's all good. I'm over it. I plan on making a video to post on my page of my experience with Beast Master Kennels. And you can't sue somebody for defamation when it's simply stating facts.
his
It's-
defamation bullshit is fucking hilarious, dude. He,
well,
he cracks it up.
I mean, honestly, Jamar, if I'm stating facts, what could he do? You know what I mean?
Uh, it is
I
what
mean,
it
I,
is.
I mean, but I'm saying I'm stating facts that two different doctors signed off on, a board certified surgeon, and the vet where I just took her the other day, which is
Right.
Midtown Veterinarian. I don't know if it's Gordonsville or I don't know. It's like an
And I,
hour
and I
towards Chattanooga for me. So
I think this is I believe in one of the reasons why I became a self-proclaimed consumer advocate. And I think that sometimes people just don't have a voice, man. I think a lot of times, uh, things happen, and then it's like the consumer is always wrong. And you're a breeder, actually, so
yeah,
that's even more fucked up. Like a breeder
yeah,
charging another breeder with falsifying.
yeah.
Basically, he's charging with falsifying information for absolutely no reason. He's saying you're just lying to
He's
be lying
he
because you have
went to
nothing better to do.
he went to the extent of, because I was completely open about me. I was going to take her Thursday for OFAs, and another
Yeah.
separate examination. And and then he slept on it, woke up to text messages from him saying basically how, I'm going to be abusing the dog because she's reactive and they're going to have to sedate her, and that's not fair to the dog, and exposing her to radiation like this is pretty much animal abuse. It's pretty much animal abuse. And I'm just like, wow. And I want to be
That
like,
dude,
so
man,
you told your brother he's taking a dog for OFAs, and she's not going to pass. And he's like, no, no, don't. You don't want to do that because that's public knowledge. And I made sure I checked that box on there for public knowledge. So it's
mm,
it is what it is. You know what I mean? I mean, it sucks for the dog. At the end of the day, I give two shits about fucking Elijah Steck or his thoughts on it. I know what I've done. I know what I've done for the animal, and I've still putting out what I got $1,200 in diagnostics on this dog just to, and I spent the other 642 just when I already knew she was dysplastic, because the
mhm.
board certified specialist said she was, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's all good. I mean, I don't know. I know that I'll never do business with him again. I
It's,
feel
it's, it's, it's
I feel bad for
I
people that have dogs off of it because he's just in such denial. I mean, why would and like he thinks that I'm like trying to make Igor look bad. Why would I try to make Igor look bad when
and then you want to do a breeding with the dog.
Igor is Truth's grandfather? Igor is Truth's grandfather. So
Right.
why would I make Igor look bad? I mean, that makes how much? What really? It,
I
it,
I mean, I try to
it
tell these
makes
I
he
try to
must be
tell
high.
these people, bro. I try to tell these people, man. There's some strange individuals in this fucking dog community. And
Yeah.
Elijah is one strange
Well,
human
one
being, and
one thing that he's consistent with is he likes to
it's
bully
being
women.
strange.
He like that, and he likes to bully women. You don't see
Yeah.
him. You don't see him like making videos talking to some dude. I mean, he got into it with Jen's people at that show, but that dude was like 65, and I mean, seriously. I mean, he's always talking. I want a submission wrestle, and I want a this. I asked his buddy I met at the Monographica this year, the guy who's got Odin, which is litter mate to the dog that I got, and I was very happy I
Uh,
got to see the dog's brother because that helped me understand, the genetics and the dog and stuff. And I was
right.
talking to him, and I'm like, you know Elijah a long time? He's like, oh yeah, we grew up with him. I'm like, is he on the spectrum? I'm like, because that dude is like, I mean, he's got to be. I've asked Josiah, his brother, if he's on the spectrum because his brother is just so. It just doesn't
What's
make
up?
any
What do you mean
sense.
by on the spectrum? What does that mean?
Autistic, autistic. He's
Okay,
on the
okay,
spectrum, dude.
okay. I got
Motherfucker's like Rain Man. Like I seen a
Oh
dog. I seen a
man,
dog
yeah.
walk. I seen a dog walk. Yeah, he definitely walked. I don't know. He's just all over the place. And it's not a knock to anybody who has autism. Yeah, I'm just saying that
No, but it's
I've
better to
honestly
know if a person's
inquired.
special
I've
needs. Yeah.
honestly inquired if to his brother and to his friend that he sold Odin to, if he was autistic, because the guy's just always he's just I never met an individual like him. I really haven't. So
No, I he's definitely one of a very unusual guy to come across in this dog community that I've come across, especially in this Presa world. But
well,
it's definitely been something.
I mean, he says things on a very personal level, talking about my wife and talking about this, and to me that doesn't fly. There's certain thing guys can say some shit, like fuck you, you're fucking this, whatever, whatever. That's just egos and testosterone, whatever you want to call it. But you start picking on a man's wife and shit. I mean, that's just not cool to me. So it's all good. I mean,
Yeah. And he'd be the first one. If I did that, he'd be the first one to start crying the fucking blues, bro. Because see, he
Yeah.
picks on people like you that you don't have a social media presence and you're
Well,
not a comedian.
I
Like I'm a bootleg
yeah.
comedian, so I'm gonna tear his ass up.
Yeah, I
But
don't want to be in the spotlight, Jamar. I really
yeah,
don't. I don't. I keep to myself. I really try to.
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah. You stay out the way.
I do. I do. I got a couple good dog buddies, and kind of that's my circle. My buddy Jim. Your number one fan.
Oh no, but yeah,
Eh,
yeah, Jim. I like Jimbo.
Jim's a good guy.
I don't dislike these people. People think I dislike them. I don't dislike you. Just because I fuck with people, it just makes it good entertaining for the dog community. Doesn't really mean I let's dislike him as a human being. I like him.
Jim's
I
a
think
good guy.
to be honest, bro, I think Jen Chandler is one of the funniest motherfuckers in the dog community. She
Jen
is one of the
Jen.
most
You said
sarcastic,
You
funniest.
said
Jen
you said
Chandler, yes.
Jen Chandler. Yeah.
She she's the only one that can kind of go toe to toe with me on, but she does pretty good. You know what I'm saying? With her, she's not really comedic funny, but she's indirectly funny because
She got like an introverted funniness to her.
there you go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. She's pretty good. And she don't take no shit. People always think like she's
No,
some big
no,
pushover. No, she don't take no shit.
no.
And she fires back, bro.
Jen has been. She's got an inch. You gotta like. She grows on you. I didn't know how
Mhm.
to take her when I first met her a long time ago. But I mean, Jen's good people. She's one of the few people in this country that I have bought a dog from. And I respect.
Yeah,
I think the biggest. If I got a dog question, Jamar, I still to this day will ask Jen if it's about
yeah. She's been around
pedigree
long.
or I mean, Jen is. I value her opinion. That's just and she's very knowledgeable on a lot of things. I mean,
I don't
it
know.
really
I
it
could
really
debate that a
sucks.
little bit, but
Well, I mean, you and her, debate about shit though. I don't. I mean, I'm just to me, I use her
no, just
as a resource that she's earned my respect, and
no. She's solid.
that's all I can say about that. I mean, Jen's good
I just
people.
I didn't
Well,
understand the
she
Lucas.
goes out of her way for her dogs.
Oh
She
yeah, yeah.
rescues dogs. I mean, she went and got Wyatt Chambers dogs, bro. Come on,
Well,
come
you know
on.
she did as a dig. No, bro, come on. We know she did that as a dig to Wyatt because
Can you
Wyatt.
blame her
You,
though? Can you blame her? But
no, I know because Wyatt was fucking
did
with her.
right by the dogs. She still
Yeah,
did
of
right
course.
by
Yeah,
the
she's not gonna
dogs.
abuse the dog.
No,
He would have not fed the dog. Well, I'm saying allegedly he would have not fed.
them dogs were destined for some euthanasia and getting put down. She found them dogs a home, and I give her credit for that. I do.
No, she
That's all.
definitely gets some. She gets half credit. No, I'm kidding.
Well,
She really did as a dig,
I
but
mean,
it's all good. The dogs
you
won
know,
in the end. That's all that matters. The dog won in the end.
Jen's one of the fucking people that I'm sure is giving would take the. What did you think was going to happen doing business with Elijah Kyle? So it's just kind of like,
Oh
yeah,
yeah, yeah. You know, she definitely would be like, I don't know
well,
why you calling me motherfucker. You knew what you were getting into.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
uh,
No, but it's
nah.
Jen. I like Jen. Jen is she's I think she's a stand up breeder, and like I said, she's one of the few people in the country that I've bought a dog from. I tried to return the favor of buying a dog from Elijah because I like the dog's pedigree and I like where it comes from, but it just didn't work out. So
Nah, obviously the dog.
anybody looking for a good house dog, hit me up.
Now it
Yeah,
sound like you got one. It sound like
yeah, I think
the
that's the perfect situation being a vet tech. Total
I don't know.
disclosure,
Is it a female
total.
though,
Yeah, it is a female.
bro? But you already know how these presses are, man. That one little growl, one little snarl, and she's gonna be like, "Get this motherfucker out of here."
Well, I mean
So,
that is a possibility, but being that she's a
or it could
vet
be
tech and
different.
she works with, and they do all the police dogs at this place, and she
Oh,
really likes strong dogs. And Princess, the dog I got from him, dude, she's a powder puff. She's a sweetheart. She's a
oh,
sweetheart. So she's not an asshole dog. I brought her here. It was like she lived her whole life. Loves my dogs. Loves everybody that I've put her around. She's a cool dog. Really sucks, but it is what it is. I'll do right by her.
yeah. You so you did more of the show. You're more into showing dogs, or
Well,
like,
I mean, I guess I don't. I bought a dog from Jim and Eva about 6 years ago. A dog named Aria de Rey Gladiator. Trying to bring some more character into the blood and stuff, and trying to learn more on that side of it and stuff. And I built that friendship with Jim and been to his house I don't know how many times messing around with dogs and stuff. But then I got sick and stuff, and I don't do it as much. We had a couple dogs that we were working consistently and stuff, and it's just I don't know. It's I just really felt like I wasn't as strong as I used to be with the heart
Right.
issues I've had, and it's just like I had that dog Bryce, beautiful animal, beautiful dog, and very strong character dog, very alpha dog, cool dog. And I said if I'm gonna let this dog go, I might as well just stop breeding Presa Canarios because this is stupid. But I just had too many health issues. I mean, that dog was so strong and just I don't know. Life's easier without Bryce here.
Yeah. Who got Bryce?
I sold him to
Randy.
I took him to Richard DeBerry's and down in Louisiana, and I took him to Richard's house, and he did training on him, and
Mm.
then just the obedience and everything, just trying to get him in check, get him to listen real good. And he did really great with it. And then I ended up selling him to Randy at D&G because Randy's got a professional kennel set up, didn't have little kids around and stuff. I mean, he was a firecracker. He loved me and my wife, but he hated the world, and that's just how he
Mm.
was. I tried showing him one time. It didn't go very well. Did not go very well at all. He challenged me the whole show, trying to put his legs up on my shoulders and giving me the side eye and shit. And it didn't go very well. But no,
Yeah.
he was a beautiful dog. That's Truth's dad. It's just I have a daughter off of him. I have Truth's sister. Her name's Honey. She's at my buddy's in Florida. She's going to be coming home to me to do a breeding within the next month or so. So I'm excited about that, and I'll be keeping pups out of that. So instead of being out buying more dogs, I'm just going to produce my own, kind of like I have
There
been.
you go. That's a little easier on you, huh?
Kind of like how I have been. So it's just, you know, it's all good.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Bryce, damn. Man. I'm just trying to find the. You got him on the You got him on the database. I was just trying to show the people.
I'm not sure if Bryce is on the database. I've never put a dog on the database.
Oh, Carlos is from you. Oh, okay. He
Carlos
produced.
from yeah,
Yeah,
from that
Windy
David
City. Yeah,
Anderson ended up with yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Carlos is from
Oh,
he's from Jackson, Mina.
oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, nice dog.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, okay. Get on with me.
I actually just talked to David not long ago. He's got frozen semen off that dog
1,000 times.
about something about seeing if I can get some of it to just so I can have it. I mean, I got a lot of my old stuff around and stuff. But you
You
never
catch some
know.
semen, bro?
No. I mean, I got semen off of most of my old dogs. I just don't. I don't have it off of Carlos. But
Yeah.
Carlos was Jackson Mina, and Mina was an import from Hungary. I want to say her name was Anita Bezig or something. But cool, it's a very nice lady. She got out of breeding, and that's why she put the dog up for sale. I actually
Mm.
seen the dog for sale, and then I didn't have the money for it, so I sold my Harley to make it happen.
Damn.
True story, bro. True story.
Yeah.
But it was a beautiful dog. I actually ended up selling that dog Mina to Arthur Jones, John Jones's brother, when he was playing with the Colts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he had
That's dope.
he was breeding presses and stuff, and yeah,
Damn. So you got like the double Drax Day Windy City. That was like you get a little long.
that's double bred Guajiro.
Yeah.
That's Jack's bred to Andrea from Premier Presses, which is Guajiro and Brava de Guadalajara. Yeah,
Uh
I bred a Guajiro son to a Guajiro daughter, unrelated moms. I did that breeding twice actually. Produced some really good dogs, in my opinion.
damn. Hey, uh what was I gonna say? I just got a message that threw me off mentally. One of the dispensaries we secure, the owner was there visiting. I guess he left his car running. A homeless guy, homeless dude hopped in the car and took off.
He
Well,
gone.
that's the type of shit we got going on in Colorado, bro. These fucking homeless dudes, man.
He was just trying to keep warm, bro.
Yeah, he said, "Fuck this."
Yeah, it's all good though.
Oh man,
I don't miss the cold weather.
where you at now?
Nashville.
Okay.
For the last 6 years, I've been down here, right outside of Nashville in the suburbs.
Yeah, I got to Chattanooga every year for a
Yeah, that's
job.
like an hour. That's like an hour and a half east of me.
Yeah, exactly.
It's pretty out that way, isn't
Not
it?
hell yeah, I like that. That's why I
I
go
like.
every year. I got this one client that I go there every year. Shit, I make it for it's like a father daughter time, and she helps me. It's like a super easy security gig. I do it just to travel to Tennessee. Basically, I do it just to see my daughter for one. So it's like our trip, and then I do it because I like going to I like going to Chattanooga, and
Yeah,
then I go from there. Then I go to Erie, Pennsylvania, where I got my kids and
I
shit.
like Pennsylvania a lot. That's where my buddy Corey is at Ultimate Presa, who has Truth, and I just sold him an import female named Valletta as well. And I go visit them, and Pennsylvania is beautiful.
Yeah, it's green as a motherfucker. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Where'd you import the dog from?
From Spain, the mainland, from
Oh,
I'm gonna butcher his name. He doesn't really have a big kennel name. He's more of a show guy. You know,
okay, got it.
he bred the one of Felipe from Dig Muddle. What was
Mm.
that?
Oh, my chair. I was just putting the legs down.
I thought that was like some kind of sound effect you got for some bullshit. Like,
No. Hell no,
no,
man. So,
I sold him a nice female because he's trying to get some better dogs, more better pedigree. So you know, got him started on the right path. Again, when I wasn't feeling well, you know, my health has really turned around. So now I regret selling dogs, but shit happens for a reason. So it's all good. I feel
you can
like I'm
go get
put.
them back. They want to give them to you back. Give me your dogs back.
I mean, I tried hard to get Elijah to give me dogs back, and he won't do it. And Corey, he's too attached to him. And the dog's got a great life at Corey's at Ultimate Presses, so I wouldn't even take him back. So it's all good. I mean, they're dogs. I can make more, or I can buy more.
Right
I
there,
can't
you go.
stop being
Right.
Kyle from Windy City Presses. It's I tried real hard for a while, but it's all I think about is dogs. Or I don't know.
It's seeing you, huh?
Yeah, it's been in me for a long time. So
Yeah. So you got down when you had the heart issues. You got down to what? Just one dog or what?
I got down to three.
Oh, okay. So that's good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the lowest I've ever been down.
What's the most you've ever had?
I've had probably 50 dogs on my yard at one time.
50 dogs? Come on.
Well, we're talking pit bulls back in the day, sure.
Yeah, little dog. I
Yeah.
want to say 50 fucking
Presses,
presses, bro.
presses, 11, 12 maybe.
Oh,
Keeping in mind, my wife will not let me keep dogs outside because she is a dog lover, not a dog breeder. And
you know.
we don't have kids. We got indoor kennels, and the dogs they live a good life here. You know.
Right,
So they get
right.
rotate. We got a constant rotation. These ones in, these ones out. These ones in, these ones out. The only dog that stayed
Right,
outside was that Bryce dog that I had because
right.
he liked to kill females, and that's very odd.
Damn,
The dog had a hard character on him,
that
but it's
motherfucker need to go work with some pigs or something. That type of shit.
he.
That type of shit. Now I
Yeah,
want to see how tough you really are here. Go fuck with these
well,
fucking
yeah.
pigs.
I ain't ever seen a male that just straight attacking females, and he would straight and not like on some dominant shit either. Like I'm talking stitches and drains put in and ER visits and shit. But it's learned that lesson
Damn.
real quick. I learned that lesson real quick with him, but it's all good. He loved me and my wife. Once he
To
warmed
a
up to
point, huh?
Randy, once he warmed up to Randy, he's cool with him and Lauren, Randy's wife now. So
Oh,
I went,
okay,
I went
gotcha,
down there
gotcha.
and I went down there and bred him for him. went down there because when he was still getting used to him. And the dog, I miss him. He's a great dog, like I said, but he's just so fucking strong. So strong. That dog would drag me down my driveway and I'd be holding on like one of those, you see those old ladies getting drugged by a great.
Yeah,
And I'm 300 something pounds, dragging my big
yeah. Right.
ass.
That
Yeah,
motherfucker need to be doing weight pull or something.
he's a
Shit.
very strong dog, like I said. I mean, he hated a lot of people. My neighbor was like an 80 something year old like German lady, and she had dementia and stuff. And I kept telling her, no, Miss Mary, no, you can't pet him. And she'd come over to the fence, and he'd be trying to kill her. And I bought like a $5,000 kennel for him where he can't get out and get over the fence. And yeah, life's a little easier without Bryce. But
Nah,
Randy's been
sounds
doing
like
good with him. Randy's been breeding them, and I think a lot of people have been using. I think Ray Brown's been doing stuff with them and stuff. So it's
oh
all
no
good.
shit.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah, man. So this year's this year's PC. So you go to all the PCCA events? Not all of them, but like the main ones.
No, I don't. I don't go to all of them. I used to go to a lot of them. I don't go to. I don't even know if I
Actually, I
will.
got a question for you. No, I don't mean to cut you off. So the old monographicas, I don't want to get it. So the old monographicas, like I was trying to find these videos. They're in my group somewhere. They actually used to do. Most seniors been doing them all, but he was doing like temperament where they had like I felt like it was more temperament testing going on back then because I know it had died off for a while,
Yeah, I
but then
mean
the older
there was times that we had full on protection events going on. I mean, they had multiple times, but it just seemed like participation was really down, and there was a big divide between show and go, so to speak. Working back then. Well, I guess there probably still is now, but it just there was a lack of participation, and I think some of it had to do with board members and stuff, and people were moved away from it for a while, you know, and
yeah.
then they brought it back. Mo's been great with that. It's
Mm,
we've had other people do it. We've had Jen Chandler in the past. We've had other different decoys and stuff, and it's just it's one of those things where it's trying to pacify all aspects of the community. It's very hard. You know what I mean? It's very hard, but you're going to rub this one wrong if these people start coming. You're going to rub these ones wrong if these people start coming. And so it's just I don't have the
that's tough.
answer. I don't have the answer as how to make it more better for everybody. But I
Yeah,
fought that fight for many years behind the scenes with club stuff and trying to do right and trying to do this and that and being the guy who would call bullshit on bullshit and but I'm not there anymore. I'm not there anymore. I can't do that anymore. It's the point seems
for
mute.
sure.
My health is more important, and
No, for sure.
they've made it very clear by actions that they don't want change. They just want things to go along as they're going along. So I know when I was
Yeah,
a board member, I fought hard bringing people in. I brought in Richard DeBerry. I brought in Jim's wife Eva, and those were my contributions on bringing new blood, new points of view, new aspects. And they got turned down multiple times, and then I finally got them approved. And I don't know. It's just I miss it sometimes, but anytime I want to talk
well,
dog,
so
hmm?
you're not part of the board anymore.
No sir, I quit last year. I quit in end of 2023.
Oh, you threw in the
No.
towel, huh?
Huh?
So you went ahead and threw in the towel, good old towel.
Well, I ended up leaving my house in an ambulance and had to get a pacemaker and defibrillator put in because I was fighting with certain board members. Because, like I said, I was the one who would call bullshit, and it was just always an uphill battle. But I don't need the stress.
No, 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 no. Hell no.
You know,
I
I'm,
don't want
I'm
no stress.
I mean, honestly, it wasn't like, oh, I've never had a heart attack. I got hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, which is when the heart closes in and out itself with muscle. And when my blood pressure gets raised, and I get really dizzy and I can just fall out and stuff. And they're gonna. I'm moving towards the reason I've lost so much weight lately. I had gastric bypass, so I can get it. They want me down to like 240. I was 340 when I started when I started the gastric bypass, and they want me at like 240. I get on the heart transplant list.
Oh, okay,
So
gotcha, gotcha,
I'm
gotcha.
working towards that. It's not no fat guy stuff. It's genetic bullshit. It's not clogged arteries and shit. I'm actually blessed with that, but I got the other end of the weak gene pool with the HCM, the hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. But it's all good. So I just been kind of focusing on myself, and you know I don't
You
know.
better get on. You better get on that Ozempic, man. Get on that Ozempic.
Oh, they've had me on that for years. It didn't work like that for me. But I
Oh,
took it. I tried it. I mean, I have a max dose of it. It didn't work. The gastric bypass works beautifully, bro. I mean, I'm literally down 70 pounds in 4 months.
okay. You just got that down. Oh, okay, that's dope.
Yeah, like literally 4 months ago. I'm down 70 pounds already. So it's nice. You're not starving. You don't. They give you a different stomach and they reroute your intestines and stuff. And your old stomach's still there, but you don't have all that hunger hormone. Like I don't get acid reflux. I don't get. You can't eat much. So I
Right,
don't care if you're like, hey man, you want to go get a badass steak? I might get 2 bites in. I'd be like, oh god,
and save it for tomorrow and the next day
there
and the
ain't no
next.
more big boy food, that's for sure. But it's all good.
Hey, you used to be able to put it down, huh?
Well, I didn't get to be fat by chance, but no, I've been over 300 pounds for most of my adult life.
Wow. Okay.
But
Hey,
it's
so
all
you
good.
using? Did you ever join a biker? Or you ever part of the biker gang or anything?
I don't want to call it gang, but I've been in biker clubs. Yes.
Okay, club. All right, all right, all right.
Well, I worked for Harley Davidson most of my adult life in Chicago and here in Tennessee. But I've
Hey,
definitely embraced the biker lifestyle and the biker club. I've been.
the reason why I asked that, right? So I was, I travel. I mean, you might not know, but I travel around the United States. I've been all over the place. And so one time, dude, I'm like cruising along, bro, and it's kind of like in the movies. And I fucking look in the rear view mirror, and motherfucking heart, I didn't know there was Hell's Angels until they passed me, but these fucking white dudes, man, they're like fucking 15, 20 deep. They're like, they're like five, 10 on each side, right? They're
They
fucking,
weren't mean mugging you at all, were they?
no, no, they couldn't see me. I was in my Navigator. That window 10 is too fucking dark. But it wasn't like some racial shit. But I'm just saying, like, it was just cool because they kind of came up and then they just kind of went around me, shit. Like it was just look so badass, bro. And these motherfuckers, and then they went ahead. I swear I wanted to stop and be like, "Yo, let me get some pictures," because they look like the fucking stereotypical, because I'm 48, so they're like like that old school
Hmm.
Hell's Angels, bad motherfuckers out of California type shit. I was like, man, I thought it was the coolest shit, man. Them motherfuckers, they look like badass. I didn't want to like, hey, but I was like, I really want to get a picture. Like, yo, let me get a picture, fellas. But
Yeah,
no,
they're
they
not.
look really
I
cool,
would
man.
assume they're probably not big on pictures.
No, no, I wasn't gonna ask. Like, hey,
That's
you
a
guys want
that's
a
a
photo
one
op?
percent. That's a 1% club. Yeah, they're not probably wanting to be photographed.
Yeah, they're like, but I just thought they look badass though.
Yeah,
It
unfortunately,
was I never seen them on the road like that before. Not,
when I got sick, I had to give up my motorcycle because I kept having these episodes where I would losing consciousness, and you don't want
yeah,
to be on
yeah,
a
they ain't
bike.
good.
You know what I mean? You're gonna go down. You're gonna kill yourself, or somebody's gonna think they killed you. And then so I don't know. I haven't rode a bike in probably 4 years now. I miss it every day. Hopefully, I'll be able to get back to it.
Yeah, 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 hell yeah. Them bikes are dangerous though, man. I
I
know
mean, I mean, life is
everything's
dangerous.
dangerous, but yeah,
Everything's
yes.
dangerous. Life is dangerous. To me, riding a motorcycle is how I decompress. I
Oh,
mean,
okay,
a lot, a
gotcha.
lot of people, a lot of people, have a bad day. They come home and have a drink, or they smoke a blunt, or whatever. Right? I
Right,
don't, I don't partake in any of that. So what I could do is I can get on my bike and I can be pissed off that motherfucker. 10 minutes into it, I forgot what I was even mad about. I call it wind
oh,
therapy,
nice.
two wheel therapy. It's just it's a great release, and I miss that. I definitely do, but hopefully I can get back to it. Hopefully I can.
Yeah, at least in Nashville, you don't have a bunch of you don't have like crazy traffic and shit like.
The shit we don't.
No. Well, yeah,
Oh
you go
God,
outside
Nashville
the man
traffic. I mean,
outside.
I'm from Chicago, so I mean, I'm used to
Uh,
it. So it makes no difference to me. But no, Nashville, like 24 going into Nashville, woo-wee, that's a
oh
rough.
yeah, yeah, you're right, you're right.
It's a
You're
rough
right.
one, and then people drive crazy in Tennessee. I don't know what it is, but everybody tailgates. It's like I
Oh
don't know what everybody's on everybody's ass, and if you're on a bike, you'll get people that want to be on your ass too. So I
no,
don't know,
yeah, ain't like that.
but I miss it. But yeah, I don't usually go into Nashville. I'm going for a motorcycle ride. I'll hit the mountains. That's the
Mm-hmm.
sad thing about living, this close to beautiful, the Smoky Mountains, and not being able to partake these twisty roads on a bike is almost a sin. But it's all good. It gives me something to work towards getting back to. That's all.
Yeah, give you something to look forward to. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, things are looking up. For a while, it wasn't. For a while, it was looking pretty bleak, if I'm being honest. But these days, it's looking up really good. So that's good.
Yeah. Well, now we can get past this whole Elijah weird shit going on and
Well,
get
I
this
think I'm
dog
pretty
figured
much
out.
I think I'm pretty much past it. I mean, it's just I know nothing's gonna come of it. I'm gonna do right by the dog. Um, I wish that guy didn't even, that I didn't get the dog from him after dealing with this, but it is what it is.
Also
It
I think
builds
though I think
character,
that
right? It builds
no,
character.
but I've talked to people about this type of stuff, interactions, dealings, business deals, and I feel like a lot of stuff like this is kind of kept because you could have just kept it to yourself, right? Could have kept
Yeah,
this whole interaction to yourself. You never tell anybody. You just kind
sure.
of say, "Fuck it, it is what it is." But like, what about would a normal person deserve this kind of treatment? That's why I think of things. Like if a normal person, I mean, a non-breeder spends their hard-earned money, and then for a person to say you're a fucking liar, it's your fucking fault, and then start to harass them about a situation. To me, I think that's just low. I mean, I think he's just your scum. I just
I mean,
because you should.
it's definitely an interesting situation. But
It shouldn't be though. It's really cut and dry.
no,
To me, it's like a no-brainer.
alls I wanted him to be like, "My bad, bro. I didn't know. Oh man, my vet told me that the X-rays looked good. Blah blah blah. I'm sorry. I got none of that. I got the complete opposite. I got you're wrong. She must have got hurt with you." Then he tried blaming the transport company, who I've used them for years and never had no issues. They must have did something to her, because apparently you can give a dog, on transport, you can give them dysplasia. So he's an interesting fellow. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
But
it's
with
just
him contacting everybody, and people out there hearing half stories and half truths, and maybe filling in the blanks, or I don't know. I think it puts my integrity in the question, and I can't see one aspect of how I'm wrong in this situation. So the only
no. I
thing
mean,
that
he does have a little bit of a following. He does have a following, and some people really believe in what the fuck he's saying. So you know, he can fix the narrative to make it seem like it's.
again, what would I have to gain after having a dog in my house one day, and all of a sudden say it's, there's something wrong with it and it's got dysplasia? What would I have to gain from that? So
So
I don't
you don't
understand.
want to you don't want to waste that time. That's a lot of time wasted though. And plus, also too, the people don't understand is like when you can have a dog for fucking 3 weeks, you start getting attached. You can have a dog for 2 weeks, start getting attached to the fucking
Yeah,
dog. You know what I mean?
I'm
It's like
I,
they say,
and
oh,
I'm already attached to this dog, and that's what I keep saying. It sucks because Princess is a really good dog, and I really like her, and she's got a good bond with me. And I don't know what this dog has been through. This is a dog that it wasn't just at his house. This is a dog that he had placed out with somebody. Something happened after he got the two females for me. Then all of a sudden, this dog ended up coming back to him. I don't know why. He offered me the dog. I said okay.
obviously, this, in my opinion, the reason why it was brought back because there was something wrong with the dog.
Well, that's what I simply asked him. after I showed him and I sent him what the vet said at my wife's work, the board certified orthosurgeon. Hey, this is what he found on the dog, and then I asked him, I go, you never said that you took the dog to get those prelims because she had a limp, because he had mentioned that. And then I
Right.
said, well, why don't you show me what the vet notes said the summary of that report was from that visit? And he's like, oh, I'm not doing that. Blah, blah, blah. I said, so I've shown you everything. You won't show me, huh? Hmm.
Yeah, because the vet's gonna say everything in those reports. So
Well, well, I was gonna, and then I was like, maybe I should just have my vet call, and they'll get the
his vet.
medical records. But yeah, but it's just one of those things. Medical records are like your property, so unless you authorize it, they can't do that. But it's irrelevant to the fact that the dog has dysplasia. The dog has a torn
Right.
ACL, and I told him at one point, I go, dude, let's throw the ACL out the window.
Right.
Because they keep saying it happened because she's playing with relic. Okay, all right, let's throw it out the window. The dog's just plastic. It eliminates
So
the
what do you
whole
so
learning
what, so
program.
what do you have to do for a torn ACL? You have to get it reattached or some shit.
Yeah, it's a very expensive surgery, and it's but a
Right.
lot of people get ACL surgeries. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've never had to do it on a dog. Knock wood. I don't know, but
It's expensive.
yeah, it's expensive, obviously, but it's like me and you having ACL surgery. It's complete knee
Right.
surgery. It's a very long rehab and healing and keeping the dog, and can't let it
In
really
a
do much.
kennel.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
keeping it on leash outside and stuff, and I don't know. It's just I could have dealt with the ACL. I could have, but you know,
I mean, yeah,
the dogs
it's a
just.
lot of time and effort, though, man. Shit.
But
You
the
know, it's a lot.
dysplasia eliminates the dog 100%.
Right. Exactly.
ACL,
Because even if you
there are
fix the
certain things.
ACL, the display is still gonna.
There are certain things that that makes the dog more prone to an ACL injury, hips, lacking angulation in the rear, and things like that. And I don't know. I mean, it's just, is it ideal? No, but I might have been able to get over the ACL, but the dysplasia, no, no, no. Can't do it. And I've a couple times where I'll get like being like nice guy Kyle and be like, all right, man, let me just take this dog back to him. Just because every day I look at her, I shake my head and I'm just like, this sucks.
Oh,
But
you're just gonna just take the dog back and just drop it off, huh?
I mean,
Or
he
just
told
give
me
it to him.
to. He told me to. I mean, in the perfect world, because I'm sure he'd end up breeding this dog, and he would, try to discredit anything any doctor said, because that's what he does. He'll put it in his Chat GTP or whatever that thing is, and you know, they said the dog doesn't even have dysplasia. Okay. And it's just so I don't even think I really want to do that. He's told me many
Yeah.
times that the dog doesn't like him. He had the dog placed out. The guy, she really liked the guy he was placed with. She really liked the transport guy Rick that brought her from Four Legged Kids Bus. They had nothing but great things to say about her. She's been super attached to me since I'm retired, so I'm home all the time with the dogs, and it's just yeah, it just sucks for her. It sucks for her, but I don't know. We'll see what comes of
Yeah. How
it.
many?
I don't
How's
think I don't think anything's going to come of it. Like he's going to come to his senses. I don't. I've given up hope of that. What's 100%. But
Yeah. What kind of kennel setup does he have? A nice, his nice one.
I mean, he had dogs in the house and he had dogs in outside runs. Things
Uh,
like that. Certain dogs stayed in the house. Certain dogs were outside. He had a nice.
That's
He had a,
fine.
he had a nice big piece of property. So
Yeah.
that was fenced in. So they had that. They had that advantage over there. Running around crazy and stuff. So.
Oh yeah, that's sick. Ain't nothing like having some fucking fenced in shit.
No, he had acres fenced in, so that was cool.
Yeah, that's dope.
I felt good about where the two females were going, like just literally a couple days ago I was trying again to get them back. And he won't accept the money back.
I'm surprised he hasn't blocked you yet.
I don't know, I blocked him on Facebook.
I was gonna say that dude's a block king.
What's the use even blocking, because I still got people sending me fucking screenshots like on the daily of some other stupid
Uh,
shit or this or that, or and it's just like, Dude, if I wanted to see that, I wouldn't even block them, But I didn't block his phone number. I mean, but he don't want me to call. He sends me these chat GTP messages about, there's nothing left to say just for me to bring back the dog and stuff. And I breached contract and I breached this. And I'm like, what contract are you talking about? Oh, this and that. And okay,
I
dude.
appreciate
Yeah,
it.
yeah, imaginary contracts. But chat GTP, it's got his back. So, but it's all good, man. I mean, I don't know. It sucks that I even got a. I don't like the air dirty laundry, but I feel like this is maybe some ways people can see my side of it. That
Yeah.
there's two sides to every story. It's all
And
good.
I definitely don't mind what the fuck? Providing a little platform for people to, because
Well,
I don't I don't understand. For me, is that why do people think that do people forget that dogs are mammals? Like, it's like saying, like, you can have hundreds of kids and, like, they're all gonna be perfect. No, they're not gonna be perfect. One's gonna be a
no,
crackhead, one
yeah,
might be this, one
yeah,
might be
yeah,
that, one might have a little down, what I mean? One might have
right,
all It's not like, oh my god, you got an imperfect child. Yeah, it happens. We're mammals. Things happen.
yeah, yeah. I'm with you. I mean,
You're not a bad you're not a
I've made
bad
dogs.
fucking person.
I've produced dogs that were from health tested parents that had genetic issues that I warranted. You know what I mean? I mean, it's
Right.
gonna pop up. It's in our breed.
Right.
I mean, I don't know how many times I get a dog from overseas and it doesn't pass, hips or elbows. And their response to me is all too often in the past, simply, oh, just breed it to a female with good hips.
Yeah,
It'll be okay. We do it all the time. I bet you do, motherfucker.
yeah, and then they do it, and then you get a
Yeah.
then you get a case, then you get a situation like with the whole, I don't know if you hip to it, but the whole, like, volcanoes, not Fugal Day volcanoes. They had that whole situation where her former kennel hand went crazy and started airing her out about breeding dogs that were fucked up, and and that's where it goes back to biting you in the ass.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I
you
don't,
think it's okay. It's okay until somebody, says, "Nah, motherfucker, you did this," and you're like, "Oh shit, now you want to rat me out."
yeah. I
But
mean, but it seems like a common practice for them to excuse health testing. You know, I don't know. I've bought a lot of dogs over the years that I was super excited and spent hard-earned money to get, and was very let down over health issues. So I try as a breeder not to make especially with my wife being a vet med. She is so on it with our dogs. I got the benefit of we can take X-rays at work and ortho specialists look at it. Group of them or something. They'll do ultrasounds on their hearts and stuff just for practice. All my dogs are
yeah,
blood. Most of my dogs are blood donors, so my dogs are there quite often, and the doctors are very used to them and stuff. So it's pretty
no,
cool.
that's dope.
I
Yeah,
like the
that's
fact that
dope.
my dogs help save other dogs' lives.
No, that's dope. That's
Yeah,
dope. No, I mean, you're doing your part by trying to help save somebody else's dog. So that's
yeah.
cool. Shit. I mean,
We
anytime you
do
do something good.
we do it quite often, and it's not like we make money off it. It's just something we do for the goodness of being a dog lover.
Yeah, man.
Well, plus they do all the genetic testing on your dogs because your dog's got to qualify to do that. So I like getting all that information as well too.
What kind of genetic? Oh, like, as far as
They do all
yeah.
kinds of different panels. That's way different than like Embark. It's more on like bloodborne this and that and different weird diseases and stuff. Because if a dog is like immune compromised on chemo, they can't give it a dog that had anything. You know what I mean? So it's just my
Right.
wife. If my wife was awake, she would say, "Well, they test for blah 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 blah." I mean, I'm just kind of like a caveman, so I don't know. I don't want to misspeak, but they test for all
No,
kinds of
no.
shit. They test for all kinds of shit.
Hey, man, what do you think about DM? Is DM a situation?
That
Yeah.
mange?
Yeah. No, not mange, but DM as far as in the hips. I think it's called DM.
DM. I don't know
I
what
forgot how you said
DM
it
is.
properly. Anyway, it's like a hip thing. Well, I was just wondering because they said that it doesn't really affect the press up, but
I don't know. I mean, I'm not the most well versed on all the
Yeah,
genetics and
yeah, no, I
that.
got you. I got
I'm not an embark guy. Like, but I don't know. My wife handles all that stuff.
you. No, I got you. I got you. Whew, man. All right, cool, man. Well, I won't take any much more of your time. I guess you got a
Well,
chance to speak your piece.
I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to.
Yeah, no problem, man. I'm always
I'll be
available, man.
posting a video on my page of and I'll post X-rays and doctors' findings and stuff, and what the OFA finds and stuff, just so I can clear the air because you can't sue somebody over facts. You know,
No,
simply
yeah, it's
would
what
like to
fakes.
be a consumer advocate to myself of this is my experience with Beast Master Kennels. Simple as that.
There you go. No, we
Simple as
definitely.
that.
I would definitely be watching for that.
All right, brother. Well, you have a nice evening, man.
All right, man. Appreciate you, Kyle.
Talk to you. See you.
All right, man. All right, bye. All right. Good time with Kyle. Glad he was able to tap in. I don't know if he was going to be able to tap in. I really didn't hit him up. But I had to hit him up on Messenger. He showed up, so that was dope. It's very important that I think it's important that you see the character of people, man. You see the character of these breeders, especially before you decide to give them your money, because you know, I just think it's effed up, man. For me, it's like if somebody, if because money is already as hard. Our economy is not fucking booming out of the world. We're not Saudi Arabia where we get checks every month from the government, whatever it is. But you know, so money is hard to come by. And I think when people are doing business, I think when you're doing business with somebody, it's you're obligated to do. In my opinion, I think you're obligated to do good business. You know what I'm saying? And if something doesn't go right, then just make it right. If it doesn't go right, then make it right. If you're just scamming, then obviously you're just scamming. But if the situation doesn't go right, make it right. How do I make it right? Well, let's figure it out. All right, the dog ain't with it. What you thought it was? Okay, bring it back. I'll get you another one off the next breeding, and we'll see what's up. If you want to, get something off the next breeding or whatever it is, or hey, you want to go a different route, I understand. Okay, cool. It is what it is. Life is what it is. Because these individuals, some of these breeders think that everything has to be perfect. When you're dealing with a low IQ individual, such as that individual, in my opinion, it's kind of hard to be logical. Like two logical adults doing business is it's not right. Okay, I'll make it right. This didn't go right. Okay, let's figure it out. Let's make it right. What I need to do. Okay, you want your money back? Cool. How much was it? Boom. Especially for individuals. This is the other thing that kills me. Especially with individuals who claim to have all this money, right? So if you big money talking, right? So transport isn't like a ton of money, right? It's enough money, but it isn't like money where we need to like, well, we really got to think about this decision. If you're talking, if you're saying you're a big money breeder, right? If I got 20,000, I spent on a dog or whatever it is, but you don't have 6,000 to give me back for a dog that was returned to you, and then you sold it, then you gave it to me. Basically, you just try to ditch the dog, and that's the thing that a lot of people don't understand. And see, these breeders will get a dog returned to them for sometimes like they get returned because I don't know, maybe the person just couldn't take it, you know what I mean, or whatever it was. But then there's also times when the dog is returned because of medical issues. Because people understand that DM is going to kick in. I mean, not DM, but that hip dysplasia is going to kick in. And when it kicks in, if you're a normal type of human being, you're going to try and seek veterinarian care. That's going to beat the pockets up. You know what I'm saying? That is going to beat them pockets up. So if you're under understanding that my pockets are finna get beat to death, then you might be like, man, I don't want to do this, honey. Because you're not gonna really be able to enjoy the dog, unfortunately. It sucks, but it is what it is. Right. And some people might say, oh, I don't care. Some people might have access to certain things. They might just be wanting to ride it out. You know what I'm saying? But if you're in a breeding, talking about a breeding program, that dog ain't gonna do you no good. Then you just decide, oh, I'm just gonna keep it as a pet That's not gonna make any fucking sense because now that's just another mouth feed. That's just it's just too much because you're trying to run a program. You want to get stock in there for your business. You know what I'm saying? You're not there to be a fucking rescue. And so the initial breeder should take that fucking dog back and stay in good standings with the person. It's just I don't understand like why would you want to shit on a person? Now that's another person off your, person that could have brought light to your kennel, and to me it's just weird. But weird people do weird shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's understandable because they're weird. They're like, oh, that motherfucker's weird. They do weird shit. And you're like, man, why the fuck do you do the weird shit? But then you understand, well, he's fucking weird. You say, okay, that makes sense. So it is what it is. But I just really dislike that. I mean, I don't know Kyle's first time I ever talked to him. I just like that for anybody that's to go through that bullshit. I hate going. Me personally, I hate going through extra bullshit. Like, just let's just be straight up. Let's just do good business. Let's just, I don't want all the extra calls and all the extra this and extra that. Let's just do good business and be straight. Yeah, that's just my opinion. But it's so many times, and I've heard, a lot of this shit. That's why I was really, I'm, I'm, I'm really glad that he actually came, he actually spoke up because a lot of people don't, I'm not a breeder, but I interact with a lot of breeders, and I hear the horror stories um, that goes on between them between breeders on breeders. So if you're a regular person, you're not going to stand a chance. I'm telling you straight up, you're not going to stand a chance. He's going to a breeder that has a substantial amount of fucking knowledge will eat up a normal human being. Because first thing they're going to say is, well, "What kind of floor do you have?" Uh, I have carpet in the living room. Where's your tile at? Oh, it's in the kitchen. Oh, okay. That's the reason why your dog got hip dysplasia because your dog walked across the fucking tile floor in the kitchen, and boom, there you go. That's the right. That's it. Sorry, I can't refund you your money. Go fuck yourself. Or oh, you got steps in your house. I mean, most people, majority. I mean, I don't know. A number of people don't live in ranch style houses where there's going to be a step or two, right? So if you have steps in your house, they can use that to say, well, that's the reason why it has hip dysplasia because the dog was walking up and down the steps and it caused the hips to be displayed. So, I mean, there's 1,000 different ways that people can fucking say that you did it or you were walking the dog or somehow or another it's your fault. Everything is your fault instead of, and sometimes, obviously there's a situation when a buyer could be like, yeah, I just want to get out of this shit because I don't want the fucking dog. So they come up with some bullshit. I get it, right? And so that is what that is. That's part of kind of what you sign up for, I believe, as a breeder. So obviously I'm not a breeder, but listen to them. That's why they got contracts. That's why we got X, Y, and Z that can kind of help navigate some of this stuff. Um, but you know, when a motherfucker just straight up just trying to do business, and it's an honor, in my opinion, when a motherfucker says, "Well, I want something off of your stud." Even though the person might not have created that stud, but he bought the stud, so it's still an honor thing. Saying, "Hey, man, let me get a puppy off of that to do a breeding." You get the dog's fucked up. You say, "Nah, fuck that, you did it." What? Come on, man. That what I mean, that don't even logically that just doesn't even fucking make sense. You know what I'm saying? Especially a guy that's trying to build his program back up. Why the fuck would he want to sabotage his own program and say, "Here, not take the dog back"? Like, you know what I mean? It's not like he's one of those guys where, well, he has to have this type of working ability, and I want to see, a billion prey drive on a billion, and I want to see this and I want to see that. Now there are some guys out there in the world that really want to see all that, like myself. I want to see some confidence. I want to see my expectations now for my future dog is definitely going to be high. What I'm saying, I'd say that my dog is all that in a bag of Doritos, but he definitely set the bar high for me personally and what I've interacted with on my level. All right. So now I know exactly what I want, what I don't want, and if it ain't there, the same thing I had with him, with my dog showing up, is I wasn't gonna like the dude until after he passed all his preliminary, not even physical tests, but temperamental tests. So, that motherfucker was on the auction block up to damn near a year old. So after we did this little first little bite work session, but so oh, man, hold on a second. So yeah, so so I just believe in ethics, man. I just believe in ethics and morals and values and all that shit. Just do good business, man. What's wrong with people just being good human beings? We got enough fucked up shit in the world. I know I talk shit, have fun, but my shit's just dog, man. I just like to make it interesting, make it fun. Otherwise we're all fucking kumbaya and the shit is boring as hell. And then it's just people trying to sell puppies. A little dog banter ain't bad. Nothing wrong with a little friendly shit talking and competition. I personally think people should be proud of their shit anyways. I don't give a fuck if motherfucker don't like my dog or not. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna think he's the greatest fucking thing walking on four legs, which I think everybody should think their main stud if they really fuck with. They should think it's the baddest shit going. You know. So yeah, so that's kind of my little take on man. Is I think people should just I think it's all. I just me as a business owner, I try to do good business. I strive to do good business. There's been times when I actually didn't even really make any money off of gigs early on because I was building my brand and motherfucker asked for, oh, we want 10 guards. I'll bring 15 guards because I wanted to make sure that motherfucker went like how I wanted it to go. You know what I'm saying? I had to eat the cost. Obviously, I probably didn't make shit. So um, it was what it was. But building a brand, I wanted to do good business and I wanted the shit to go the way I wanted it to go. Um, and I didn't want no excuses. You know what I'm saying, well, damn, I wish I'd have had, five more guards to make sure this shit go, the event to go how I wanted it to go. So, you know, and all type of business, man. It's all about, word of mouth goes a long way. And, even though Kyle doesn't have a big social media platform, he knows a ton of people. I'm sure he knows a lot of people. He knows people that knows a ton of people. So guess what? He talks to five people, and they say, "Damn, man, you got done like that." That could turn off those five other breeders. Those five other breeders talk to five, 10 other individuals that might want to be looking for a dog. I think it's just fucking stupid as hell. It's to me, it's dumb as hell. A person can say what they want to say about a person, but they can't say shit about good business. They can say, "Well, the dog wasn't X, Y, Z," but they can't say, "Well, the business side of it was fucked up." You know what I'm saying? Um, that's what they can't say. The dog might have not have met the quality or as far as temperament or whatever it was that you're looking for, but was the interaction smooth? Yes. Was the paperwork smooth? Was the uh did the registration come smooth? Everything was smooth. I just the dog just didn't fit what I was looking for. That's not that's okay. For me, that's okay. All right, cool. Shit, take it back. And then I'm gonna sell if I was a breeder, I would sell that to somebody where that dog met their expectation. Because just because it didn't meet that individual's expectation doesn't mean it's not going to meet that other person's expectation. And essentially, you already got you might have got the deposit in the money anyway. So unless you want to give them a full refund, which is cool too. Give a full refund. Hey man, here you go. And that way, that person might actually come back to you. You know what I'm saying? Once again, it's about building that brand up. So even though that particular dog didn't work out, it might be a year or so or some other. I might have another breeding. I got a dog. I said, hey man, did you ever get a dog? Nah, I didn't get a dog. I'm still kind of in the market, still kind of looking. What was it that you was actually looking for? I was looking for some confidence, some prey drive. I wanted a dog that was like, somewhat ready to go. Like at 12 weeks, 12, you know, you know, 2 or 3 months, 12 weeks, yeah. Whatever the dog looks like is ready to go. Pretty good, solid. All right, cool. I got one for you. You know what I'm saying? I got one for you. Let me show you. Let me show you. You want to come by? You want to show me? I'll show you. Send you some videos if you're in another location. Tell me what you think, and maybe we can revisit this situation. Because of the first time us doing business, it was smooth, it was flawless. That individual might come back and say, you know what, cool, yeah, let's try this one. Now we ain't gonna keep doing the back and forth shit. Okay, I'm just being. Now I didn't did all the research I need to do with this dog. I see it got the prey drive. I tested that. I see it got the confidence. I tested that. I got videos of support. All this that I'm showing you. Well, how do you show the confidence? I take the dog out to various locations. How does the dog act? How does the dog act when he walks in the pet smart? Does he act like he's fucking scared shitless when the doors open up? Is his tail up? Is his chest out? Is he walking in that motherfucker like he owns that bitch? How does he walk when he goes to the vet? Vets have other dogs barking and shit going on. Does he walk in there like, ah, shit, this is too much? Is he confident? Does he go up and down steps confidently? I mean, there's all kind of ways to test the confidence. The prey drive. Does it chase the flirt pole? Get a flirt pole, get it chasing shit. Balls chasing, does it chasing leaves, and chasing every fucking thing, moving and grooving? Yeah, it's want to do that. Buy a little baby chicken. Does it chase the little baby chick? What does it do once it get to the chick? Does it fucking get it, start shaking that motherfucker? You know what I'm saying? So there's various ways to say, listen, I've done all the testing needed because this is exactly what you want, and I want you to have this puppy. So therefore, I'm meeting your standard. Because maybe the first interaction, the communication wasn't all the way. But the moral I'm trying to say is, if the interactions are good, then a person comes back. But the interaction is bad. Now you're a fucking liar. Fuck you, man. You're just trying to make me look bad. Well, nah, it's just the dog didn't meet my what I was looking for. Okay, cool. Not a big deal. Somebody else might want it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, wasn't if it wasn't your cup of tea, doesn't make you a bad breeder. It just didn't meet it just didn't meet that person's standard. So, for me, I think that it's word of mouth is all and everything. And people can say what they want to say about this, that, and the other. But if the business is straight up, if motherfuckers do good business and they stand on their product, right, and they've done everything they possibly could do, you know, I tested the mom, I tested the dad, I DNA tested, I done everything I humanly possible to do. And if the dog happens to have hip dysplasia, it just happens because that's what happens in mammals. There's no way at 100% proofing every dog that fucking leaves the womb of a female. That's fucking retarded to even think that. For people to even think that, to me, that's fucking stupid. You got to be one of the. You would have to be so fucking not so smart to think that every mammal is perfect. That every mammal is going to be produced is going to be perfect, or well, I just tested this dog and that dog, so there's no chance of ever having. No, something's always can happen, man. So it's the best thing just to do. Uh, yeah, right, right. Uh, so it just, I think, just do good business, man. You know, moral of the story: do good business. You start fucking over people. Trust me, the word's gonna get out. Trust me, it's going to get to me. Because people always think that somehow or another I come up with this shit on my own. Like I don't. I have other shit going on in my life. People hit me. Hey, this is going on. This person wants to talk about it. Cool. We can talk about it. I'll get some content off of it. It also might help somebody else out. Now, would I refer my opinion? Would I refer somebody to Elijah? Fuck no. I mean, there's a couple breeders. There's a couple breeders I wouldn't refer to, but I mean, I can still like the person as a human being. Doesn't mean I refer business to them. Okay, I always get that. People always say, "Well, you're friends with this person, friends with that person." I could be a human to human friend, right? Doesn't necessarily mean that I'm gonna say, "Hey, go over there and do X, Y, Z with that person," unless you plan on, flying to wherever that person is at and going to pick that motherfucker up yourself. But but I can still like the human being. I can still like them as a human being. Um, and that's the difference. I don't have to dislike you because people are fucking idiots and they don't do their research on fucking breeders, especially when there's like a ton of information on a breeder. It's like, dude, did you even do an ounce of research or no research at all? Because if you do an ounce of research, most breeders that are kind of shaky bakey, you better find some shit on them. Guarantee. There's a whole fucking group that was dedicated to, bad breeding and shit like that, bad breeders or people that did bad shit. Um, as far as with breeding go. So do your homework, do your research. But hey man, the link is still available. I got time today. I got I got time today. If first class would like to chime in and we could talk about the UPPCC event, I got time. We're just talking press and shit. The link is in the link is in the group. All you have to do is just click on it and you'll hop right on in there. You know, first class, you might have to go and tap in, man. Help get my views up. Anyway, let's see. Let's go to the UPPCC. And I must say, just for as a disclaimer, uh, where's the one with the fucking shit at? This don't have the videos on it. Let's see here. So I'm not a board member or anything with the UPPCC. They are my friends, you know. They are my dog friends. Obviously, I've been to David's house. I've spent time with David. I spent time with a couple of people. Um, but the UPPCC. So about a few years ago, um, I was in. Actually, when I went to see David, I didn't go to see him particularly. I was driving through Atlanta, telling him, "Hey man, see what's up. Let's hang out. Let's kick it, meet and greet." Because we had been allies as far as this, shit talking and fucking with these people. Uh, so he was kind of like, I was like, it was like Miami Vice, Starsky, and not a Crockett and Tubbs. But anyways, Then he went to then he went to the more user friendly version. But anyways, so years ago we had went to Laudna Blazer's second home. I didn't get to see the went to Brett's at Laudna Blazer, his second crib, which was absolutely dope. Right? Uh, the shit was unreal. The shit was. I wish I would have seen the first joint. Now that would have been hard. I wish I'd have seen the first joint. But his second crib was fucking unbelievable. I mean, the fucking his basement was the inside kennel. The motherfucker looked like a straight up. It looked like a real. If you ever been to a dog type shelter or yeah, we got ours is called the Denver Dumb Friendly. It's like a dog. But anyways, the motherfucker looked professional as fuck, bro. I mean, it looked like a. I mean, he had like a room that was for the vets and shit, and had all the vet shit. This is Loud and Blazing Brett before he got out of presses, but this is his second house. So we go in the house. He had an old ass press in there too. Motherfucker was like 14 years old as a motherfucker. I say, damn. But we go down there where the dogs are at in the basement. The setup was fucking. It just it's hard to explain, man. This shit was so fucking professional, so top tier, whatever the fuck you want to put on it. But it was shit was unreal, man. It was like I don't know, I ain't gonna overhype it, but it was hype. I'm gonna hype it, but it was sick. Then he had like a room for like where the vets could come and do their shit. They need to do exams, so he had like a vet area. This is all in the basement. You know what I'm saying? And they had all the dogs lined up. So all the kennels and shit. Like it just like it was super sick. It wasn't like a motherfucker had crates in the basement, like what I'm saying. Some of us that not us, but some breeders that are on a tight budget. But his shit was unbelievable. Uh, so during that visit, I see various dogs. He showed me a number of his dogs that he later sold or got rid of. Um, There was one dog in there that was fucked up, skittish, and scared to fucking death. I asked him what happened to that dog. Once again, this is allegedly. I don't want Ronnie Oliver to try and sue me or sue him, but allegedly he said through some bad training that the dog was fucked up. The dog was fucked up. His dog was either worked too hard or whatever it was, and then fucked the dog up. So that was his opinion. That's allegedly. Um, So that is what that is. So then I seen the other dogs. The other dogs was cool. Uh, so anyways, that was that. Then we go outside. His fucking backyard was absolutely amazing. Motherfucker had a lake on the bitch. Uh, and then he had a spot where he kind of would work the dogs. So he had like an agility course type of deal. I mean, the shit was just unbelievable. I thought it was sick. I mean, maybe I'm just gassing it up, but it was sick, bro. It was about 2 or 3 acres in a fucking very affluent neighborhood in Georgia. Um, During that visit, you know, when I seen that motherfucking layout, I'm like, not me personally. I mean, just in conversation. I'm not saying like my idea, but in conversation, we was like, bro, what's up with the event? Let's have an event, you know, because Brett was part owner of the UPPCC. What the fuck? Oh, damn, I'm fucking up. So anyways, Brett was like part owner of UPPCC. So during that visit, we all talking this shit. And we like, in conversation, not me. I'm just saying I don't want to try to make something like, oh, it's Jamar. So in the conversation, we're like, hey man, what's up with the event? Let's have an event at this motherfucker, right? I think you're supposed to be trying to plan something like that. And he was like, "Yeah, we're gonna put something together, this, that, and the other." And I was like, I like the setup because it had like a gate. Obviously shit is gated, right? So you got a gate to come through the motherfucker. So I was like, we can. I'm thinking my brain. I'm like, okay, we got security here. Just because there's a lot of weird shit at the time. A lot of motherfuckers talking crazy and saying weird shit. Yeah, this at the dude's crib. So I'm like, yo, Plus he was a cop anyways, but um, oh, he was a cop. Or something. No, he was a cop. He was a former cop. Became a roofer, contractor, some shit like that. Big boy shit. I know little. But anyways, so during that conversation, we talking about throwing an event. He had the perfect setup. He had the lake. So I'm thinking like, hey, we gonna have the high jumping contest. The motherfucker flying off into the water. We could have that type of contest. He had all the agility shit. He had everything you fucking wanted, everything you could possibly want, right there at the crib. I mean, dude, he had every fucking thing. Anything. I think I got photos of some of that shit, but he had everything fucking there. It'd have been a one-stop shop outside of it being at his crib, but he had an outdoor place where you could use the bathroom and all. I mean, it was top of the line, bro. And then so we talked about it as a group. And then they talked about it. I was there having this conversation, and I'm like, let's make this shit happen. And then it never came. It was like one of those things where it was it was supposed to happen, and it just never happened. It was like the greatest event ever, never happened. Why did it not? It's like a 30 for 30 type shit. Why didn't this event ever happen? We had the perfect fucking location. Yeah, the perfect fucking location. It was in Georgia, you know, and but anyways, so it never happened. But we talked about having an event of a various magnitude. Um, and also, so that was that conversation. That was that time. Fast forward to last year or so. This is my opinion, but certain individuals in the board of the UPPCC got fired up mentally, and they decided, you know what, we're going to have an event to represent the UPPCC, and uh, so they decided to do something about it. Right? They decided to pass something, which was dope. So that individual started piecing together, putting it together as far um, as hold up, wait a minute. Yeah, that particular individual began to start putting this whole thing together, and the UPPC event, and he started to add on various individuals who would bring a lot of benefit to organizing something because events are very complicated. What I'm saying, they're not as easy as people think they are, and that's why I always show a lot of respect for those individuals who actually put together an event that is substantial. Right? I mean, obviously, you could just have a bullshit workshop where you hire a fucking trainer and the motherfucker shows up and we just individually just do some dumb shit and they call it good and everybody just dicks around and smokes weed, drinks beer. It doesn't really do anything substantial. But when you're talking about having quality shit, quality trophies, quality scenarios, and bringing individuals with a little bit of knowledge into a certain situation, everything costs money. And if you don't have a big sponsorship or, this, that, and other, then somebody has to fork out that money. So, and that all that shit, it just takes money, unless you got a bunch of money. But uh, so that's why I always show a lot of respect for those individuals who dig down deep and make an effort to try and put together some sort of event worth quality, especially when you're doing it for the first time. If this shit's been running for 20 fucking years, and it's just like, okay, you got a following, you got you got your core group of individuals that's gonna show up because they're just gonna show up, or you get a core group of 10 people and they show up with 15 dogs apiece. And then you say, well, we had 150 dogs show up. Okay. Well, that's because each person brought 8 dogs or whatever the case might be. But so anyways, the individual put together the UPPC board and really started working diligently on putting something together within to have it within a year. Uh, and uh, and that's really remarkable. Not like remarkable, like he's fucking should get the Nobel Peace Prize for it, but I mean, I think that's just a big deal because there's a lot of times, a lot of individuals they talk about shit and they don't ever do it. Uh, Yeah, I'll just talk about it. But anyways, a lot of people talk about doing stuff they never do it. A lot of times shit says that we should have done this and never done it. And sometimes you need a little bit of motivating factor and it helps to motivate you to go do some shit that you probably wasn't gonna do. So um he definitely took the he definitely, made that shit happen. And him and the crew, I should say he, but organizing and putting together a strong team, they were able to make the event come to tuition. Right. So I see some people, in the press community don't they don't understand. And also too, it's like I don't like want to be involved as far as me personally because I like to stay free. These are people I associate with. Some, I would call it friends. Um, and friends don't mean we always have to agree. Like me and David argue, yell, curse at each other, get mad at each other, or this person or whatever. It doesn't mean I dislike him. You might dislike me, but I don't ever dislike anybody. I try not to. But um, we don't have to agree on everything. I didn't even agree with me and Ashley, who I got my dog from. We butted heads all the time. It's most of the shit that I was doing and so on and so forth. And and I disliked some of the shit she wasn't doing. I'm like, girl, is you gonna work them goddamn dogs? Fuck you. I ain't doing, I'm like, come on, man, you gotta work them, you gotta this, that, and that. But anyway, that's another time. But uh so anyways, they was able to put together a good event. Um, it had a solid turnout. And one thing I told David is this: when you're doing events, because I've secured a lot of events, I've been involved in a lot of events, even though I'm on the security side of it. But security side of it is the major role in it because we control everything on the floor as far as the flow of people coming into the event, as far as the safety of the event, and also when you're on the ground, you hear all the good and the bad shit about an event, right? So if the event is shitty, guess who the motherfucking people are gonna vent to? They're gonna say, "Man, this is a shitty event," to the security. So I hear all the shit that's the good, the bad, and if they think it was great, security's gonna hear about it. So, um, so as security, I really like to watch how people put together and watch how they work the fucking events. And so I have a little bit of knowledge in the whole event area. And I really liked how I think one of the some of the cool things he did, which other people should try to emulate, is he made people indirectly get involved by sponsoring a trophy. Which you know, when you're trying, because the event you got to fundraise. A lot of people don't understand that. That's what sponsorships are. So it's basically fundraising this event because you don't want to just come out of pocket. I mean, unless you once again, unless you just got money like that, you don't give a fuck. But majority of events are sponsored or put on by, or people come together. It could be the board members coming up with this money, or it could be, you know, cookie sales. It could be selling chocolates. It could be selling any fucking thing. And the smart thing that the UPPCC, I'll just use that as a collateral because I don't know who exactly came up with the idea. But the idea of sponsoring a trophy, to me, I thought was absolutely beautiful because I don't have to directly be there for my name to be on a fucking trophy. Like I don't have to be like if my kennel wants to sponsor a trophy, then that's good advertisement because the person is gonna say whoever wins the trophy is gonna be like, yeah, they're gonna show the trophy and it's gonna say whoever that kennel is, right? So I think that was a very brilliant idea, and the quality of the trophies reflected that. Because you can see where some events, when we get a motherfucking get you a goddamn piece of paper, like it is what it is, or you might get a little ribbon, you know what I'm saying? But then again, thinking outside the box, you want people to be like really, really happy about what the fuck what they drove to, and what they received, because ultimately, the trophy is the only thing you're really getting out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like other than that, nobody's gonna really give a fuck personally, but as long as you give a fuck and the trophy looks dope, and people gonna be like, "Oh man, that's a badass trophy," and so that means something. You know what I'm saying? I think it means something. So I know that was one of the things that it was like, how do you separate yourself from other people? Well, it's that hardware. And so we understood, not we. I don't want to make see. I have a lot of conversations. So when I say we, there's a lot of conversations that I have with individuals because I speak my mind about all kind of shit, and I can add it into our group chat, and I talk about shit all the time. So when I say we, I don't want to make it seem like I'm trying to take credit for anything. It had nothing to do with me, but I have conversations about all that shit. And one thing I knew from looking into those fast cat groups and shit like that is everybody tweaks out on the fucking what kind of ribbon is going to be provided. That was like the main thing I got out of those groups is what kind of ribbon are they giving out this year? Or, that was like the biggest fucking thing. And they want to know, what it looked like and, this, that, and the other. So I was like, that fucking trophy, that whatever those ribbons are called. I know there's a name for them, but that shit really matters. And so you know, I- and that was smart of them to make the trophies um make the trophies look I mean make nice trophies, you know what I'm saying? Because you can get some little bullshit. Like I said, or you can get some little paper, some little paper certificate saying, you took first place on the little fucking piece of paper. They call it good. But uh the trophies were sick. Definitely make the trophies. Um another thing that I was a big, and I'm gonna take credit for this. One thing I understood after doing the event with Jermaine French is I like the idea. I like the idea of having various activities. I think, and I posted this about the PCCA. I said, why do you guys just only have the show shit and then the bullshit working shit on Sunday? So what else y'all doing all fucking day long? I mean, I know these fucking dog shows can be drag. You could drag them out. Right? Obviously, I've been to two, so I know. I'm not that dog show expert. I've been to two, and they both go a very long time. Because you have this and this group and that group and this group and that group, so you could draw it out. But what about the individuals that aren't showing? Why can't we have Fast Cat going while these motherfuckers are doing the people that want to do the show shit? They go do the show shit. Why not the Fast Cat people doing the Fast Cat shit or whatever? I know that's a trademark name, but doing the luring and all that, whatever the fuck it is. Do all that shit. Do the luring, do the Fast Cat, do some weight pull, do other activities. Instead of everybody just waiting around, and then if you ain't showing shit, then you're just standing there. You know what I'm saying? And if you ain't really interested in the dogs that are being shown, then it's just like, man, I just drove fucking 16, 27, 25 hours, whatever it is, and I'm not really even participating. Because if you ain't, what I'm saying, like I said, if you're not in the show shit, then you're just there. You know what I'm saying? And I guess circle jerk, you could talk and talk about Jamar and his fucking group, or you can just talk about whatever life else got you got going on. But there's nothing else to do. So why not have various activities? Why just limit it to show shit, bullshit, fucking working thing at the end? It doesn't mean shit really, and it's just pointless, right? Make it more user friendly for everybody. And so that was a good thing that they did with the UPPC event. They had weight pulling, they had the fast cat, um, and they had the temperament test going, and they had the show, the confirmation stuff. I mean, it made it where you can get some stuff done, get some stuff accomplished, get some stuff, see how your dog would perform in certain things. Weight pulling, you kind of got to practice for, unless you want to do it like the Iron Dog, where they allow you to use something in front of the dog to motivate the dog. But if you're talking about just straight up weight pulling, when you're not allowed to use anything to motivate the dog. That's a lot tougher. You got to train for that. You got to practice that. Dogs gonna look at that big motherfucking shit behind them like, man, what the fuck is this? So that's a little different. But the other stuff, anybody and everybody can participate in, and they can do. Um, yeah. So I thought that was really cool. Um, but like I was saying, as far as some people want to say like, well, the turnout wasn't really that. Well, to be honest, uh, the Presa community isn't as big as people really think it is. Like as far as the whole big ass United States, yes, but we talk about collectively in certain areas, it's going to be limited. Then it's going to be limited by the fact that, for one, people feel like they got to do all this and that in order to participate. One of the things that I tried to do, and I fuck with, like, people say, well, Jamar, you criticize individuals. No, I criticize trainers because they're professionals. Like a novice individual who just decided to go, let me go see what my dog's temperament is like. If the dog doesn't pass the situation, I'm not like, oh, your dog's a piece of shit. You know what I mean? It's just your dog might not be up for what that was that you got put in front of. And a dog that can just go to some shit and show out is not just an everyday dog. The motherfuckers is special. Some motherfuckers just got that it factor where they can kind of get through everything. It's not gonna look crisp and it's not gonna be look beautiful, and it's not gonna be all like somebody that's rehearsed the shit 50 fucking thousand times, but the dog is able to complete the objective. Those individual dogs aren't just a dime a dozen. It's not like there's 50,000 litters of dogs that can just do that. Some dogs have just got it. Some dogs don't have that particular uh, situation that they're what they're asking for as far as in that event or that scenario. But that doesn't mean the dog is like technically a bad dog. It just you might need to go work on some shit. If that's what you want to try and get it to. But some dogs just naturally got that it shit. But um, and I don't criticize, I don't be hard on those individuals. Now, if you are a trainer and you say your dog is all this in a bag of Doritos, and you go to an event and the dog is not looking like all that in a bag of Doritos, then I'm going to say, well, hold on a second. You said the dog was all that in a bag of Doritos. Now, that's what you said. Now, I didn't say it. You said it. But what I'm looking on film isn't displaying what you're saying that your dog is. And that's and then that's why we're gonna have that conversation, because you said that your dog was all that in a bag of chips. It's like if I say my dog is all that in a bag of chips and I show up and he flops like a motherfucker, then guess what? I gotta eat crow. That person gotta eat crow. Fortunately, I didn't have to eat too much crow. I'm not to say that he was perfect by any means, but he passed pretty much everything that he was asked to pass. And as far as the event that I went to, but back to the UPPC is, there were individuals who did some of the activities that that didn't pass, and and uh, and initially when I first seen the live streams of the dogs that didn't pass, I immediately hopped on and I called one of the board members, and I'm like, bro, why would you what the fuck? I'm like, why would you show that, man? Because it's just not a good look. And my fear is always that, I don't want to scare people from going to events because they'll just use that as, it just keeps people from wanting to try. It's like, man, that person went, that shit looked terrible, and people was just talking about their dog behind their back, and sometimes, individuals besides me, and people talk shit about other people's dogs. People act like they don't, and they do. Um, and some people criticize other individuals' dogs, and so like I didn't want to be. I just didn't think. I just didn't. I don't want anybody to have anything to say about the event as far as you guys out here trying to shame somebody. So when I talked to the one of the board members, they say, "Hey man, we fully disclosed everybody. Told them that we're going to be streaming the event. They knew it ahead of time. They knew it right before they went. They knew it right after, and everybody was cool with it. And so I was just like, people think I'm fucking cold hearted and I just want to fucking just dog everybody out. But that's not really the case. That is not the case. Once again, unless you're a trainer, then you're fair game. No, I'm just kidding. But and that's just because I believe it should be held to a higher standard. Unless you're a cool trainer and you really you know you one of my homies but I'm nobody. I'm just a human being. But so so I was like, damn man, that's just I don't think that's a good look. Because I didn't want any like I said, I'm not a board member, but I'm affiliated with the UPPCC. You know what I'm saying? I'm affiliated with the gentlemen and the women, and so I didn't want anything that would be like, dude, that's not a good look. So I think they ended up taking them down, but and also too. So it's also about being transparent, right? It's being transparent, um, which I understood because I'm a big advocate of being transparent. But so it's kind of like I don't know, man. It's kind of for me. It's kind of it's a double edged. Like, how do you can be transparent, but then you don't want to hurt somebody's feelings. I mean, I don't know. People can be kind of rough. You know what I'm saying? And I get it because sometimes I guess I could be rough. I guess for whatever that means. But uh, I don't like. I don't like. I don't know. It's just. It's kind of hard. Um. um. So yeah. So they had a nice, good. They had a nice turnout. Once again, it's the first. It's the first event, and so with the first event, you're not gonna get 50 fucking. I mean, you can get lucky, but people think that there's gonna be a billion fucking people that are gonna show up to these fucking dog events, and it's not really the case. It's not. You have to be super popular, or you have to open it up to all breeds. Or what? I also talked to one of the members, and I was like, a lot of these dog shows, a lot of these dog events, they're done. They're done with they're done with like uh like the club members. So if you got 15, 20 members of the club and they all bring their dog, it looks like, oh shit, this turnout was unbelievable. Yeah, they're all club members. Like they had it at the club facility, you know what I'm saying? Um that's why there was such a great turnout. You know what I'm saying? But when you talk about having random people show up to some shit, motherfuckers be like, they make excuses. Or they don't have the time, whatever the case might be. And also sometimes it's the location. What the fuck is the I'm trying to find maybe it's just let me see. Um uh, so sometimes it's not as easy as people think it is to get people to show up to any event, man. Because it takes time, takes money. Sometimes it might not just be. Dude, where the fuck are the goddamn videos at? Where the fuck? Am I fucking losing it here or what? Uh, I cannot see the motherfucking. I don't know where the fuck the videos are. Do the videos. Show some of the fucking video. What the fuck is it, man? Let's see. Let's go this way. Do, 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 do. Oh yeah, here goes some. Here goes some. Here goes some photos. Yeah, he's doing like I believe a confirmation. So that's David. I'm on for David Anderson's. Shoot. Hold on a second. Look at the David Fest. Hold on a second. Let me see. Let's see where I can find some. Let's see. They got some nice photos. Fast cash shit. See these trophies, man. These trophies are nice. That's some nice trophies. And each of the trophies are sponsored by various individuals. Um, here goes a wake pool. You know, dog digging in, getting busy with it. A little confirmation going on there. Uh, Show us some dog. Let's see what else we can see. I want to see fucking video. That I know that. I gotta find out.
First class kennels. She's off of Leo.
See that wait pool and stuff. Yeah, wait pool and stuff. It's not easy to do.
I'm trying to learn how to do wake pool.
All you gotta do is put a sleeve or something in front of it.
So the girl. Girl. Yes, good girl.
So, you know, and then learn how to do it. You know. It's a learning curve. So they took a little time. She showed how to do it. Uh, here goes a fast cash situation. Dog chasing It's usually like a bag on a line. They had a nice setup for that. And that's a really good way to let your dog get busy with it. Dog has to have prey drive though. Not to motherfuckers like, man, get the fuck out of here. Look at that shit go by and say, man. As long as your dog got a little prey drive, it can participate in that. Um, for some odd reason, I cannot find where he had all the lives. Hold on a second, let me see. Hold on a second, I can find it. Let me see. All right. I think I want to show some more of the temperament stuff. Let's see. And that was really cool that David went live with that shit. Of course, I can't fucking find this shit. Do. Come on. Hold on a second here. Definitely want to get into the temperament. I thought the temperament was pretty good, in my opinion. Let's see here. Oh, here it goes. Yeah, here it goes. So we got, let's see here. Pretty cool. They got all this. Okay, they got some obedience there. I think this is like some. Hold on a second. That's cool. All right, let's get to the event.
Yep, go.
So this is
Jonathan Kama, New York City.
says the handshake. Dogs shouldn't react. Gunshot. Dog is. That motherfucker kicked in like Bruce Lee. This is defense. This is really actually very stressful on most dogs that don't practice, don't rehearse, don't train for it. Because the guy's not doing any funky chicken. He's just coming straight towards the individual dog, which is a lot of stress on a dog. Second part is they go to the I guess what's the defense 360 defense. The dog is confused because you're looking at the other guy with he doesn't understand what the fuck this dude is doing. Technically that'd be a fail in my opinion, but
Defend.
he didn't defend. See that's where it goes. See that's where it gets technical, right? Because the dog is really if we look, if the dog is so you got to have an on switch as far as turn the dog on, and obviously he doesn't practice 360. So what happens is once he goes in there, so the decoy runs over here, right? Because he has the sleeve and the ladder stick. So he's watching him, right? Technically, he's watching this motherfucker over here because he said that's the motherfucker that got the problem. See, this other individual now he probably works in sport, right? So he's still looking over here like, oh, 'cause this dude he ain't got no sleeve, he ain't got shit. He's just walking around me, and he's like, I really don't give a fuck about him because he doesn't have the equipment. So this dog, I would say, in my opinion, is definitely works with equipment. So he's still fixated on this person over here, and he wasn't able to transition. Which some of the stuff you got to train for. He wasn't able to transition to the person I was in front of him, the man that was closest. That other, see now that or if you would have threw the sleeve to the other guy, then the dog would have kicked right the fuck in. So now he's going to the carjacking scenario, which I like him going in. I think that's the back seat, I believe. No, maybe it's not. Okay, he puts him in the front seat. For me personally, I like the dog to go in the back seat because that's where you're gonna go. That's where the dog's gonna naturally go. It's in the back seat. Nobody puts him in the fucking front seat. Maybe there's a human being that does, but majority of people have their dog in the back seat. So then he approaches, camera angle's a little fucked up. When he approaches, the dog bites, and that's good. All right, and I think it's out the dog or some shit. But if it was a point situation, if the dog didn't get any points on the 360, dog gets points on the first part and the carjacking scenario. 360 no points.
That's it.
Yeah,
All right.
that's it, bud. So I don't know if you consider that a pass or anything.
Great job.
But I don't know how their point system went.
Yes, sir. Jonathan Kama, first pass of the day.
See, I would nah. He didn't do the 360.
But Dida.
He didn't do the 360. So I guess he's going into something else.
That's a solid dog, dude. That dog is trained 12.
So yeah.
Hello, Kristen. There you go. Where are you going? Oh, LAFX? Yeah, live, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I like the area though. I like that area.
Yeah, you just think it's light as crap, too. Just take it.
I like that area because you could have used the trees for shit. I mean, there's all kind of stuff you could have.
What? Oh, let me turn this off.
All right, so they're getting into some kind of conversation. But I like that fucking setup. Um,
Yep. Go.
for this person, for the next one.
All right, so this is going to be Bruno with Magrelta with Leia. Goodness gracious, just level 1.
Yeah. Oh, All right, there's that. Try porta potty on deck. I like the porta potties on deck. I like that Spanish moss shit too. That's see now this is how it's supposed to go with that 360. That motherfucker kicked right on in like Bruce Lee. That's how it's supposed to look. The other person, the first one, equipment. Obviously, they do sport. I guarantee they do sport with that dog. But that was a pass. That was a pass. 360. It kept the motherfucker at bay.
I hope that's a rental car.
Uh, See, one thing I like, one reason why I said you put the dog in the back seat is because that's a natural position, right? For you to put your dog. Then the dog has to figure out. So the dog has to think, well, how do I get the fucker? And also, too, most people are gonna carjack you from they don't carjack you from the opposite side. Get out the car. That normally doesn't happen. Okay. So the carjack is gonna be on the other side. So the dog will have to figure out either it's gonna go over your left shoulder, which the seat in the window is gonna be there. Because most windows don't go all the way down, I believe. Oh, in the front they do. So anyways, you gotta figure out how to get behind the headrest and your left shoulder. And that's trying to either go that way, which is gonna be a not so great position, or they got to come around you and come in and then get the person in front of you, right? And so that is what makes the dog actually have to fucking think and use their nugget and say, "Well, damn, how am I gonna get this fucking guy?" And so that's what I personally like, and that's what at first I thought it was kind of shitty when I did it with Jermaine, but after I did it and I thought about it, I was like, yeah, that makes sense because you want to keep the dog. Well, where do you normally keep the dog in the back seat? Well, that's put the dog in the back seat. If you keep the dog in the fucking trunk, then the dog better figure out how to get over that goddamn back seat. You know what I'm saying? Or just be barking to death. But for events, you put him in the back seat, I think. But if you want to put him in the front seat, it is what it is. But I think it's more realistic in the back seat because that's normally where a dog is going to go. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's somebody saying, "No, I keep mine in the front seat." Well, I wouldn't do that, but whatever. So he passed that.
Good job, Bruno. It's our second pass.
And so, okay. Also, too, keep in mind too that these individuals, a lot of these individuals don't do 360 defense. That's like that's a defense all the time type of scenario. That's a Chicago style. They do that 360 defense. And if they looked at that first video, they'd be like, "Nah, brother, that didn't work. That ain't it. That dog got to go three wherever the person is in front of the person has to go with them." So look a little chilly in Florida, man. What's up with that? Damn, where the short? I guess some people down there. Looked a little chilly. See, I like that setup because see that is perfect for me. Cause I got the navigator out. I put the 10 on that bitch.
They were saying that tripod tracks. That's so cool.
But it's just your face. So if you get that side on that track, it's going to be like.
They were so dramatic.
Oh,
I like those RVs back there. Those RVs. So it's kind of like at an RV park. I would fucking loved it. Damn, I wish I had the time to go. Son of a bitch. I like that. Look at that big old field. Oh my god, you could do all kind of shit with that. You could do long stands in a safe environment. Let's do a 100-yard stand. Okay, this is Kristen. Yeah, Kristen definitely. She works her dogs. Not a bad thing. I'm just saying. She works her dogs. She gets busy in Texas. KO, knockout kennels. I believe knockout kennel. Dog kicked right on in. See, for me, I want to see the dog at the end. Yeah, there you go. Let the dog let it in the leash. There you go. Boom. And the dog did his thing. This is level one. It's cool. A little choked off. Choked off. See how the American press is a lot more agile. See, they're gonna those individuals overseas are like that thing looks like a pit bull. You know, it's just what we kind of work with over in the United States. Um, see, as long as the dog keeps going around, that's 360. That's the dog smells something. Like a professional photographer, I'm all right. Dog smells something. That's okay. Um, she got the gist of it. Here's the card I can see. That's a four. That's I would. That's didn't pass that. She did good on those stuff. Some odd reason she didn't understand. Maybe because of I don't know. Maybe because the sleeve was hidden. You know, everyone knows this fucking dog. It's funny thing to do. You could do the same thing and walk up to it and the dog would bite the shit out of nothing. Arm. You never know with these dogs. But as far as the event goes, that would be it. Yeah. As far as that particular scenario, other shit was alright. Other shit was good. That's one thing about the events. You see shit, right? So now, now she can go back. She can go back to training facility and run that back. Okay. Well, that didn't go so well. Presas with dog should be in the set. I'm just going to be obedient here. But it's all good. She was young. She's a novice. So I was like, man, what the fuck was that? This is just a dog that just doesn't know what to do. It's not even that scared. It's just like, well, what are you doing? Like, am I supposed to be afraid of this or like they just didn't know what to do? So to me, that's okay. A dog that doesn't know what to do, for me personally, is like they just didn't see it as a threat. Some dogs are super confident. They're like, "Motherfucker, what are you doing?" He's just yelling for no reason. So the next dog coming is going to be London. And that's okay for me. I'm like, all right, cool. And all that person has, all that young lady has to do is has to have a decoy, tap that ass one motherfucking time, and that dog will be turned the fuck up. In my opinion, one little smackadoodle dandy, a nice little wop dabba doo bop, and that motherfucking dog like, oh motherfucker, you walking up on me, your ass getting bit. I ain't fucking around with y'all. That's all that would take. Because the dog didn't run, he just didn't know what to do. And that's okay. Sometimes people just think because in your brain you think you know what to do. Doesn't mean the dog knows what to do. The dog's like, what am I supposed to do? Here we go. What is this shit? You're not doing the funky chicken, you know. Once again, defense is very tough because it's not tap. Prey drive is easier on a dog. That's why majority of motherfuckers do it. Majority of motherfuckers don't do defense, especially on no fucking Not on level one. They're definitely not doing no defense. So this is actually pretty remarkable for the UPPCC because Mo's hugging junior, senior would have been doing a funky chicken running around, bop, babaloo bopping. James Brown doing the splits, and he got the dogs all fired up because dogs like, what the fuck is going on here? Once again, you got a dog who just doesn't know what the fuck to do. There you go. Now he kicks in like, ooh, what? Oh, motherfucker went to business? Bam. All right, cool. There you go. And he passed. Here goes the choke off doctor. All right. See, that was nervous as hell standing there. Like, man, I sure hope this motherfucker don't run.
We're live. We're live.
Lord, don't say nothing you ain't supposed to say.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. That was good business.
All right. Yes, sir. Congratulations. London. First class kennels, London. Hey, congratulations, brother. Costa rockin' London right there. First class kennels.
David's a good hype, man.
All right, so this is Brandy Tickmansky.
Oh, that keeps fucking popping up. Let's see. Let's go to the next one.
Destiny. This is
River City Presas in the building. Oh, the young dog doesn't know what the fuck is what's going on. That's once again, that's a lot for a dog that's just a dog that ain't naturally aggressive, like wants to fuck some shit up. A young dog like that ain't passing that shit, brother. It ain't gonna do it. Dog just had no dog. It's just a dog ain't never been. The dog ain't got to the stage where it's angry about it. Everything is still fun and friendly. And I'm sure once it grows up, if they really want to turn that dog on, you got to turn it on.
all right. So this is
All it takes is a little bit of smackadoodle dandy.
owned
No.
by Mauricio Chavez. Here of the UPPCC.
People never talk about the nerves as far as the handlers. We nervous as a motherfucker, boy. All right. Handshake deal. I was like, wait, hold on a second. Where you going? So you could tell good old Mauricio's never had to choke off a dog. This dude's pulling back. He was pulling out to choke it off. He eventually figures it out. But, he's like, yeah, let's pull it back. Pull it out, dude. There you go, brother.
There you go. There.
Upright row. There you go, brother. Right. Dog definitely wants some action, that's for sure. Jesus Christ. Mauricio's brother. Hold the fucking dog. That dog wasn't on a leash. That motherfucker's coming out that car.
Congratulations!
All right, mission accomplished.
Yes, sir. Mauricio Chavez, president of the UPPCC with Legend Day Toledo. One second, I'm sorry. Let me get this. Who is this? Oh, is this Ruby? All right, this is Ruby de Toledo Presas.
Some weird body language for that dog there. I don't know what's up with it. I have to ask Alicia what's up with this. But I don't know why the dog is freaked the fuck out. Maybe it's like hamlet sensitive. I think that's what they call it. Hey, see that? You still on here? What's up with that right there? I don't see. I don't get that right there. Boom. She like her hand came down and oh, anyway, that's dog is handler sensitive. You do a dog like you do the wrong dog like that. Put your hand in their face, it might get a little nibble, but it is what it is. Why not leave it unwatched? No. Why not leave it off there?
One second, I'm sorry. Let me get this. Who is this? Oh, is this Ruby? All right, this. So we got Tyson, a first class kennels with C. Honcho doing his level 1 courage test.
Like a little bit of obedience there. No. The dog is ready to go. For me, I would like for the decoy to come over top with that fucking clatter stick. And that'll really put some extra pressure coming over top of that head. It's level 1 though. But I think the level 1 should be level 2. Level 2. Back up. Go lay down. Go lay down. All right. Here you go, trying to get the dog off the sleeve. He's gonna stick his fingers up his nose. No, it's good. So now we're gonna go 360. Pass that. Pass that. All right. Good job on that. Doo-doo-doo.
Hello, Moto.
All right, so we got Press Man Lyles here with Bojack from who? Oh, okay, from Aries. All right.
What's that number, Jack?
I got you. Doing his courage test level 1. Hey, y'all are good? Is you all right?
Hello, Moto.
Press Man Lyles with Bojack. Courage test level 1.
Oh man, what the fuck was that? Yeah, that's a fail. That ain't gonna cut it, buddy. Let's go back to the drawing board, baby.
Hello, Moto.
Back to the motherfucker. Drop to the motherfucking drawing board. Okay, we got some most driviest puppy stuff. Okay. I got the flirt pole out there. That's saying whose dog wants to get after it.
Doing the UPPCC obvious.
Oh, that one. I ain't seeing too much driving anything. They should got the more prey driving motherfucking puppies out there. I'm thinking this one might be a little more. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, no, this one here. There you go. All right. I said a ticket. Oh yeah, I would probably go this one. Everybody else is probably don't seem too interested. Said a boom, bing, boom, bang. Yeah, I don't know. None of these seem to be too high on the prey drive tip. I don't know. Yeah, these two are too high on the prey drive tip. Yeah, I had to cut this one short. Like, yeah, these are all deads. Let's go back, guys. There ain't no excitement here. They're really not into it. Like, this dog should be fucking falling all over the place, trying to get the fucking little rag. You know what I mean? Like I said, when people say, "Oh, they got a high prey drive dog," I'm going, "So, man, y'all need to stop it." I don't know. I don't know who won that one, but that was kind of. Hold on, hold on, hold on. That overcast is perfect for working dogs, though, for sure. I'll get a fucking nice little breeze, nice little breezy breeze, but yeah, not much there on the driest puppies. There, no drive in the puppies. They're a little bit on the like, we're in Florida, let's hang out.
Jonathan Kama,
Mhm.
York City, doing level 2 on the courage test with his
Yeah.
dog, Badira, Master Presas.
And then, of course, the dog makes you look bad, of course, because that's what dogs will do. They'll make you look bad. Just when you thought he was gonna make you look good, he gets up and fucks it all up. All right, he was displaying some control, just on, he was flossing. That's what's called flossing, and the dog got up. I was like, "Yo, where are you going?" All right, so canine decoy. Nothing like a dog making you look like, what the fuck?
Level 2 of the courage test.
I touched something. Hold up. Yeah, so that was pretty good. A lot of different events, a lot of different stuff going on there. A lot of different stuff. Hey man, what's up? I'm in the shitter. But yeah, it's always good to get out and see where your stock is at. There's nothing wrong with testing the good old stock, seeing how your dogs perform in various environments. The only way to know is to get out and see what's up. So there's no other way to know other than get out and put the dog to the test, put your training to the test, put whatever it is you got going on to the test. But I'm gonna hop off of here. That was a good look. I'm not gonna show all the videos, just more videos. I guess I could drag it out, but we ain't gonna drag it out too long. But I'm gonna take this dude outside. He needs to use the bathroom and shit. But, so, anyways, hey, it was nice chatting with Kyle. Nice chatting about, talking that Presa talk. So until next time, we'll cover some more stuff. Signing out there, guys and gals.